Is it on? Oh, I think it's on. Hey, this is Amulet from DifferenceInSkill, and this is the first video for a really, really long time. But I guess this is the DifferenceInSkill New Year special. Oh, the Chinese New Year special. Even though it's kind of past right now already. Anyway, so today I have a guest with me. Let's just call him Fen-san.
Just call me otoko, it's fine.
Alright. So today it's gonna be so since this is the DifferenceInSkill podcast, we're obviously gonna talk about Vanguard, so fuck all your other games. So today I'm planning to do a yearly review of what happened in 2013 Vanguard. And basically this is just we're just going back in time to see what happened throughout 2013, what changes was brought to the game, and really just to add our opinions to it. So to really start back, we're just going to go back all the way back to January 1st, 2013, and that is when the first ban list came into effect. So this ban list basically was the ban list that killed the entire format from Set 9 and previously, and this is basically where MLB was dead, Overlord DN was dead, Conroe, Tsukiyomi was dead. Basically, all the top tiers from Set 9 and back. Really just talking about Set 5 now.
Any deck that top in WGP just gets slaved.
I mean, obviously, it was very unfair in a lot of sense actually back then when we really think about it. Like, why is Tsukiyomi bad?
It's like, oh, Tsukiyomi is playable again, let's play it. This guy have a cool idea of a deck. Nope, they just ban it.
It's like honestly in an environment where it was like mainly like Kagero and like Royal Paladin, I actually really didn't understand why Tsukiyomi was just in the middle. Like,
well, you know the ring ratio, right? The first one is always Kagero, the second one is Royal, and the third one is Tsukiyomi. So they're just like, we need to kill it, so they just kill it.
Like, yeah, like basically Bushiro just banned all the overplayed decks or all the top tiers. Like Tsukiyomi was like OTT was hit the hardest, like of all. Like what did they ban? They banned the grade 3, the starter, right? It was it became a pick 1 of 2.
In total, you can only play 2 copies of those 2 cards.
Yeah, so basically meaning if you want to play the Tsukiyomi Ride Chain, you have to pick the grade 0 and the grade 3, meaning you're playing one of each. You're playing one grade 3 of your Ride Chain in your entire deck.
So OP.
Yeah. Like, of course, had to give some credits to the guy who won WGP back in 2012, playing exactly 4 Tsukiyomi. Like, I don't know, I don't think that was a good reason to get it banned, just because one guy had to like sack all the way. I don't know, I guess people could have called it legal cheating back in OTT days, but not really the point. But I mean, what else was hit was, Alfred got hit. Alfred beat down, got taken down. Like, and that didn't really make any sense, because that deck was just,
useless.
I honestly think if it was not for Cross Rides being like anti by Alfred beatdown, the deck itself is not that amazing. Like, it had a lot of generic, like the whole deck was just like +1/+2, right? Yeah, it was just a beat stick deck. No really special reason to get it banned in my opinion. MLB, double crits. You know, I guess all those Bravers just went third turn MLB, double crit.
Turn to MLB, double crit, GG, QQ.
Yeah. Overlord DN was
2.
like it was really good back then. Like I also don't know did it deserve to get banned. I thought that was the obvious ban though.
That was so banned. This thing is just not funny at all.
Like, well, it still wasn't that bad. I think Kagero
really bad because you know how now you can just force your opponent and don't get limit break 4. Now you're just like, oh, when I ride it, if I don't use anything, I have 2 cards open, so I can use the effect if I hit you.
Like, Overlord DN was really good in general. Yeah, like it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, but I think it was okay to ban Overlord DN, but like I think everything else on that ban list wasn't exactly fair. Like Conroe got Conroe was stopped from being a starter Vanguard, which was, I guess, fair, because like honestly, in even up till now in Vanguard, the only clan that even have a starter that's like Conroe is Spike Brother, and that's kind of exceptional, really. Anyway, so let's move on. So what shortly came after was the TD's trial deck 10, 9 and 10,
Yeah.
or was it 8 and 9?
No idea.
No, but anyway,
Liberator,
point is Liberator and
Eradicator.
Eradicators. And, you know, at that time, it was right after WGP, and the first card they decided to preview for, like, during that time was Gancelot Liberator. I think they showed Eradicator first.
You
but,
showed Eradicator.
Yeah, they showed Eradicator first, but, like, everyone was, holy shit, it gained 10k. It's okay, kind of acceptable. Like, Gancelot Liberator was kind of where people started getting afraid. Like, if you guys still remember Hero from back then, shoutouts to him, I guess. I don't know if he still does video. I think he still does. I don't actually talk to him too much because I live in a different area. But I mean, he basically kind of rage quit the game at that point when he saw Gancelot like Liberator. He was like, "What? Did you say ride this card gain 10k and Soul Savior Dragon?" Back then, we thought that was pretty broken. Like, especially after the ban list, the only remaining decks were really like you were kind of forced to play in this set 9. Like I don't know what the generic people thought, but like in general, I think like we hear the locals just thought set 9 was really meh.
Useless.
Like it was really average. Like in fact, before the ban list, it was like, yo, I don't even have to buy set 9 and upgrade my deck because I can still use my set 5 deck and still play the game.
Yeah.
And then the ban list came, and then we're like, I guess we're kind of forced to upgrade our decks.
Suddenly, the tier 2 become tier 1 because the tier 1 gets slaved.
Yeah, but I mean, set 9 was really like what was left over after the ban list, like set 9, where we can play. Basically, the only thing that was topping back then was the Blood, and in fact, it was mainly the Blood, I think. Like
and some Eradicator. I mean like
no,
some
not
GP.
Yet. Some GP using Platinum Azo kind of thing, and it was usually when people use Platinum Azo, they kind of just splashed like there was a lot of weird builds. There was like Spectral Duke plus Platinum Azo, and they only played like one Platinum Azo just for their like do the end game thing. But as you can see, it's not really the main strat. So like when Liberator Gancelot came out, we were like, what does this mean? It was pretty much the day where we're like, yo, if I don't break ride, or if I don't get to break ride, doesn't that mean I automatically lose the game? And like, of course, like we thought the game was going downhill at that point. Like, what? If I don't sack the right grade 3, if I don't ride the right grade 3, I instantly lose? How's that fair? Because it was back then when the game 10k, and they were like, so if you don't have a PG, you're dead. You're just dead. That didn't sound. That just sounded bad to us. And then, of course, in the beginning it was still kind of acceptable. And then what they really showed was like, what they showed afterwards was really one like super down. They started giving 12Ks in TD, and the condition for like this 12K was like having a Liberator.
There's no condition.
That was basically no condition, because like when they stated that, it was so obvious that in set 10 everything was going to be called a Liberator, or like everything was going to be archetype name. Like, it's like why am I playing a random deck when I get so much plus? I get a 12k beat stick, I get a grade 1 10k beat stick. I have no bad, like basically I can never build a bad roll because of like these random conditions that just came up. And like of course Crossride at that point was not exactly that hot. Like even before, then Crossride was like not that amazing.
No, they started playing the deck without the 11. They're just not playing the one that before. They just play the Innumerable Dragon itself. So there's a lot of deck don't even have 13k.
Yeah, because like back then, like of course nowadays we have like instant soul charge and like instant grade 3 or break ride grade 3. That becomes a cross ride, right? I mean back then when you actually wanted to cross ride, the benefits were really just not that big in general. Especially when Liberator showed up, we're just like, what? It's so easy to build 18k Kong, because like now you have grade 2s that hit 12Ks, plus any back row, basically you're 18. Your grade 3 just kind of leveled up from like their power base. Everything was 11K base. And of course we were working back then with like a 10K base Vanguard mine, right? Where we were still thinking like
12 plus 8, 20K, GG every turn.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what would you do? Why is it so unfair for 10Ks? Like, the 10K Vanguard effects are nearly not good enough to match up with this stuff. And then what else came out at that point, actually?
I think they showed the Alfred.
Yeah, then they showed Alfred, Alfred Liberator. Did you say you gain power, and you can be boosted? And you shit units out? We're like, yo, the moment you don't have a PG back then was like, the idea in your head was like, I instantly lose.
You hit for 26 minimum every turn.
Yeah. Like, I remember back then someone made this big argument with me about how it's the same as Garmor. No, it is not the same as Garmor. Hitting 26 with Garmor requires setup. You actually need to explicitly play the dog. That actually helps boost Garmor, and that was like, what, for 2 turns? At that time, I guess the game, we didn't really felt like a face-up, so like 2 turns wasn't really a lot, right? What does Alfred have? Play any back row with 26 above?
Yep.
Is it actually? Gain 2K?
Yeah, gain 2K for each unit, for each Liberator you have.
Basically your whole deck. And, yeah, so basically, it's hitting over 26 at like any point out in time. It was, in fact, because everything was 7K at the time, it was literally hitting 28 by its, like, easily. Why are we playing Crossrides? No, in fact, it made Crossride look so stupid, because, like, I'm still getting punished for playing Crossride. Why is it hitting 28 easily? What else came out? No, you see, at first I thought the PG, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't gonna become a Liberator name, so I thought that would be fair, right?
Yeah.
Because you needed to flip Liberator clause, and you also can only Liberators can like give the power stuff,
Yeah.
right? So I thought the PG wouldn't become a Liberator, and I thought the deck would be kind of inconsistent and that would kind of make it fair.
That's kind of fair. You get some penalties. Sometimes
there's actually a
2 game you fail.
Like, yeah, there's actually penalties for playing Archetype, right? Is that it becomes kind of inconsistent, right? And then not even. In fact, I thought you still had to play Vivian back then. Then they made the flute guy.
And then you
thought the drain was Josephus. Yo, Josephus was BS, man. why is there a Din Drain and Liberator? I was like, wait, it's 7K? It's a Din Drain? What?
But it's a man
version. What a penalty. Such a penalty. Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, at that point, I thought the Vanguard was like, man, what a dying game, kind of. I kind of did not feel like playing the game for a while. But, like, I decided to keep going with it.
This thing just totally upgraded, become rank up 2.0.
Yeah, and one of the things that kind of pissed, I think not just really us, but maybe a lot of people felt this way was, like, if they kept making archetypes, right? And looking at how they did set 10, where, like, everything was archetype, Spikeball was not really an archetype, I have to say that. That was, like, the only deck that didn't really get the archetype crush, but, like, that's because they just added on towards it. Like, it was already an archetype back then.
Well, you pretty much they only give you Brick Ride anyway.
No, but the whole clan, right? The scheming name is always Dudley, right? So, like, it was already its own archetype.
Yeah. And Jolly Bean Man.
Jolly Bean. Oh, those were the days of OP Spike Bros. But yeah, getting back to, like, archetyping, honestly, it felt pretty depressing. I was like, so you mean all these decks I bought from, like, set 1 till 9, what do we do with it? Why are we replacing everything, including your perfect guards and and the grade 3s?
Burn it to fire!
Yo, fuck Skype. Windows 8 is gay. Anyway. So, I mean, like, with that kind of thought in mind, right? Like, how you have to basically replace your whole deck with archetype to make them work, right? And because they were so much more powerful than just your regular deck, in general, we thought as the clans came out, right? You're basically buying a new deck for every clan. And, honestly, it did kind of kept going. like that for quite a while, and they kind of solved it a bit over the throughout the year. But like set 10 were the days of broken. Like it was the day of, do you want to choose paladins or do you want to choose dragons? Pick one and go along with it. Of course, at that time, actually, I thought eradicators were kind of fair for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it didn't feel as a threat. Like obviously now we know like Descendant and Gauntlet Buster and everything that shit's dangerous.
This thing's broken.
Yeah, actually I don't know why, but was I too overwhelmed by Alfred?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I was so scared of Alfred.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
well, the game is just started and we died, I guess.
yeah, like the game became shorter. That was one of the things that changed throughout like this year, and I think that made a major that actually changed like our mindset about this game afterwards, because we thought if you played the game back then, like if we're going back to set 9 and before, the games are kind of still slow, because I like to kind of describe Vanguard 1.0, or like that's what we just call set 1 and 9, as a very like number game. It was the actually days where you want to set up your rolls properly, where you want to actually make sure you hit 18, or what you're trying to really do back then was you're trying to make rolls that hit 21. And of course, back then there was such things like Palamedas, right? Or like a Slago Dagger or that kind of stuff, right? Where you kind of counter boss 1, you can hit 21 or 20. And of course, back then everyone used to play your main Vanguard, and you also play your grade 3 Vanguard that gains 2k. And actually, those were the days when 12k were like extremely good.
Yeah,
because like 1 8k, especially when majority of the game is just 10k base, hitting 20 and 21 was like really important back in like the first meta. And of course, like using this mindset again, like what we're talking about, set 10 really did look horrifying. Like, why is everything 11k? Why does Alfred have no penalty? Why can't he? No, you know, one of the really dumb thing I thought was, why does he have Azel's effect, but it's not a limit break 4? Like, that made it so much better. That was like saying, if I ride Alfred, I can get my instant +1 right now, and since my field is still empty, I can actually adjust it accordingly to how I want to do it, and my field would actually be a good field. And of course, because we have 12Ks and 11K, if I get a trigger, like I'm like, oh wow, 16, 17, the numbers.
Easy.
Like even I have this argument sometimes with people. They think like, people still think Liberators, like I don't get this actually, is a lot of people talk to me about how Gold Paladins don't have have inconsistent field output. I really don't see it. Because if you're doing your calling, like if you call your units at the right time, right, which I'm hoping everyone usually does, because that's kind of how you play the deck, then the way you can set up your field is you never really run into this problem where your field, like you're hitting not good numbers. Like I mean, of course, now we have set 14, and Gansaw set up actually further solved the problem. Like, oh, did you call your units late game? No problem, we can still help you fix it. In fact, we'll give you additional power so that even if you screw up, you're still hitting a good number.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I didn't see... I saw Gold Paladin as, like... I saw Liberators as extremely solid. It was just so much more solid. And you actually get a decent amount of pluses. And, in fact, even though Din Drain doesn't come out as consistently, you had a good chance of getting it, and... I mean, that's why people actually play,
So, you know, you do get a Vivian that don't need to have a backroll in requirement. So you pretty much, if you join into Vivian, it's 100% get a +1 on turn 2.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, and that's why people play Messenger as well, right? Instead of Wingo Brave Liberator, or Wingo Liberator.
Same Wingo Brave Liberator.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know, I thought that was a bad starter. Like, the condition was you had to ride Blaster Blade into your soul, but like the moment you don't have a Blaster Blade in your soul, it was like free booster. Why don't I just use Messenger and like consistently trade in for a level 2 or a level 1? And even if I actually trade into a trigger, it would just be the exact same condition, right? Because 5k for 5k.
5k for 5k.
Yeah, so there's no demerit really. Moving on, Set 10 was still kind of disappointing. That was the time of depression. It was the Great Depression. That was when Chan quit, Hero quit. But Difference of Skill was like Amulet solo.
But back there, you don't even play the game.
Oh, I did
You
it.
just went back to Hong Kong and then bought a deck, come back. Like,
No, I did come back.
This deck is so good.
I did come back with a Liberator and a Eradicator, so I did continue the game. I didn't quit. Yeah, I did went to Hong Kong. I did a bit of travel, and of course, maybe if you guys remember, I met Carl Takudes. Shout out to him as well for bringing me around, and I had a nice time in Hong Kong playing players. And actually, about that time was the same time when EBO6 came out, and of course, that was the great Bermuda Triangle comeback, and that was like, yay! I get to play mermaids again.
You can play Emmy.
Yeah, you can play Emmy. And actually, honestly, at that point in time, Bermudas were so good. Like, I thought Bermudas were amazing. Why am I MLB?
I know, right?
MLB for free, I don't even minus.
Too good.
And it had such a good engine that, like, the deck was quite consistent, and it did top once. Like, I did remember it topping, but of course, afterwards, it kind of went downhill because the top meta kind of switched, and people started figuring out what was really good. So, after set 6, no, EBO6,
Set 11.
set 11, that was basically the return of Overlord DN. As you guys know, that was the time when they decided to show you off Dauntless Drive Dragon, and everyone was like shitting their pants because we're like, yo, Overlord DN is gonna get a comeback. We're gonna, the Kagerulls are gonna like stand twice,
Hitting for 31.
hitting 31 twice.
Twice, and you die on one turn. You can't even guard. Do you have like 3 PG on your hand? You don't, you die. You do, you survive with 1 hand or 0 hand.
At that time, I'll be honest, I got even more disappointed in Vanguard because I was like, what is it actually proving the theory of if you break right you win the game? That was pretty BS. Dauntless Drive first impression was pretty BS because the idea was you can stand twice. But I thought it was fair nevertheless because Overlord DN was still at 2, meaning that it was pretty hard to get 2 Overlord DN. Of course, afterwards they're like,
They show you how to do it on anime, I guess.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's still,
They show you how to do it.
They show you how to do it anime. That's why it's so funny.
Then came the new ban list. And that was when they told you, we're unbanning Overlord DN, and you can also play Conroll as your start. And I was like, what? Are you shitting me?
We were like, oh, they try to promote set 11 so badly, they want everyone to buy the set.
Like, do they want to? Do they just don't care and they just want to keep breaking the game? And then of course I think it was like a day or 2 days before the release of set 11, and they're like, oh, this is the hidden text on Dauntless Drive Dragon.
No,
You gotta use Dauntless Drive Dragon effect first.
No, they came out with the ruling before the couple of days.
No, couple of days before.
Yeah,
it
they
released,
release, and then they make a day, the card of the day. They show the Dauntless again, and then they told you the actual ruling for it is, oh, you do have to use the effect first, or you lose the ability because the ability is only 1 per turn, and you already use it even you don't did to the cost to make the whole thing go off.
Like, honestly, that was some high-level Bushiroad scam right there. Like,
No, everyone just like, I go army and 1999 to order my case, and then you tell me this card just like useless now? What?
are you telling me that if I just take the first hit and PG the second one, I'm safe?
Let's go back and cancel my order.
Of course, what did they introduce in set 11? They introduced Aqua Force,
The new Archer Force.
and honestly, that was a sad day.
That was pretty bad.
That was like the...
You don't stand anymore.
That was when we were like, I guess it's like RIP Aqua Force. You don't do 4th attacks anymore. Basically, it was like it became a vanilla deck that gained critical.
Yo, lost card Raven, okay? You have to have your all formal tapped it, and then you gain a critical. I was like, you're not supposed to play Stang, because if you go to all your opponent, just play all critical. So whenever they go like 2 into your path, you just double critical and they die.
Like that was when they introduced. Was it an archetype actually?
No, it's not.
It's not archetype.
It's not archetype.
It's just random cards.
It's a random
like random
shit.
naming
Random
scheme, right?
okay, that you can only gain the 3k if you only have 2 or less unit that is tapped it.
Oh, okay. No, but actually, we were like, what? That was such a downer. I mean, like,
This is like the condition is too high.
and then it kind of just kept proving that point where it's like you gotta replace your deck. They didn't even give any upgrades to Maelstrom.
Yeah. No, the point is you don't get like what? You still can only hit 10k, which everything is 11. So
Yeah, that was one of the
half
things
of your
too.
attackers get wasted.
Like, if you tried to play like old school like Aqua Force, right, against like the new deck at that point in time, it was really Mudan Ne, really, and like it was really bad. I mean, like half your units are hitting for not 11k, so you lost half your attack, and then Maelstrom still has the attack on the 4th attack to have an effect. Yeah, just not good.
You already minus yourself a lot.
You just gave your opponent so many free attacks and free blocks. It wasn't even worth it anymore.
Yeah.
So people were you kind of had to go to play the new Aqua Force if you still try to stay with it.
And then the new right chain that you don't plus at all.
Yeah, the right chain.
Yeah, the stupid right chain that you beat yourself and then you stand the whole field.
Yo, this was back in set 10 actually. The
Oh
new
yeah,
style,
Genesis.
The new style.
Genesis.
Oh my god, we forgot to talk about Genesis.
Okay, bad that.
I guess it was really overwhelmed. Like set 10 was really overwhelmed, but like I mean, just to briefly cover it was Nova Grappler was kind of meh. They just gave him a break ride, but the combo with Luminous Dragon was average.
Because you see, you can only use it one per game.
Yeah, you can only use it once per game basically, so it was kind of meh. Jewel Knights. You don't even want to talk about.
You don't even able to make a full field with Jewel Knight name in it.
Like I mean, and even back then when when playing 10Ks were still kind of popular, Jewel Knights didn't even have 10K beat stick at level 2.
Yeah, and the main Vanguard is 10k for no reason.
And your break ride was just getting a critical.
Well, at that time it was so.
That was okay. It wasn't that bad, but like now we know that was one of the worst break ride ever. What else? You have 8k grade 2s. You don't have enough Jewel Knights.
I think you only have 1 or 2 set of Jewel Knight.
Yeah.
I think it's only 1 set.
There was definitely not enough to play a set of grade 2.
Because the grade 2 that you only have for Jewel Knight is the 12k, and the grade 1 that you only have is the 7k, and the cat that you ditch with draw 1.
Yeah.
And then the PG is not even.
PG was a Jewel Knight.
Yeah,
it's Jewel Knight.
PG is Jewel Knight.
I think there was 3 types of grade 1 Jewel Knights, and 2 types of grade 2.
2 types? I think it's 1.
Just only 2. No, there was a 12k one and the one that called unit.
Oh right.
Yeah, so there was 2 types. There was 2 types.
Squad.
I mean, one of the other things was Jewel Knight had that awful condition of I need 3 Jewel Knights on the field.
No, you see, you go back to the thing is, whenever you use the AK counterplus to call a unit, you can't even shit out an AK, because you shit out you can't even make a 16k roll. But if you do, so make the whole field become like have to be Jewel Knight, or you don't even gain the ability.
Yeah, I mean, like back then it was harsh conditioning. Like you had to have almost a full field. Like I think you need 3 other weird cards that are Jewel Knights to activate some of your effects.
So like 4.
Like the 3-2k and the crit for the Vanguard, and like I mean, alright.
You only hit for 12. If you want to hit for 21,
you need to play Fugao. Yeah, Toy Fugao, and what that automatically means your field is already like 1 Jewel Knight down.
Yeah.
Meaning if you use the card that call for units, you're not even hitting. You can't even really hit a Vanguard.
You can't even hit shit.
Yeah. So Jewel Knights was like, I was like,
I have no idea how to build this deck. Screw it. Put it on the side and forget it.
Genesis was bad OTT. Okay, like it was like fail attempt OTT.
I do the test play with my friend. I can't even remember what deck he played. I play like I don't even know what deck he's playing. I play in the Genesis, right? And then I do like a 10-20 game. So what happened is, in 10 games, I die like 6 of them, and I survive 4 of them. In the four game that I survived, I deck out myself like 3 times, and the only one game I double click my opponent, so I end fast. so I don't deck out. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, and that was really they also introduced the ride chain that doesn't pause.
You don't gain jack shit.
You don't gain jack shit, and one of the biggest demerit was like, you're if you don't get the ride chain off, you're still playing with 10k Vanguard.
Yeah, which is a giant minus there, and your Vanguard only have one effect, which you know how like stupid 11k Vanguard they get 2 effect off.
Yeah, like Alpha has 2 effect, right? It has like it's like separate too. You have a limit break 4 ability, and you also have an active ability. Yeah. That was like what the.
And then for the Drill Knight, if you don't so fast to draw, you don't even gain the 5k. You hit for like really small.
Yeah. And that really must summarize. Was going back to set 11 was what we're talking about, Aquaforce.
Yeah.
Was it kind of died. Like it was not that particularly good, so there wasn't really much to talk about it. Like the scene really died for it. Like that set was really overwhelmed by Kagero's like promotion. Honestly.
That's why they decided to like told you that the end is unbanned because the setters have nothing as good at all except Trollhole. And Transport Dragon and the Brick Rifle.
They made Seal Dragons, but Seal Dragons
is useless.
Like, it was cross riding. Like, honestly, cross ride wasn't doing that well.
Well, you know, their idea is too complicated because what they want you to do is you just like shitting their unit.
You want to make it so you want to make the whole field all grade 2, and then you
play the Shield Dragon. The 10k one, so your opponent can't intercept at all, so have to shit with the field, and then you cross right over, and then you limit break, and then you like +4 as 1, and then you gain 10k. That is too long for the new Vanguard.
Yeah, that was like by that time we kind of realized that the game got a lot faster. Like especially like when Bermuda came out, we knew the game was on like steroid speed already.
Because we were like, oh. The Labrador is not that good. You can only use it like 3 times, and then Al would come back tell me, "Oh, that's enough, because I can kill you on 3 turns. I don't need to use that effect 3 times to kill you." I was like, "Really? Let me try." And then I guessed lame so badly. I was like, "Yo, what the hell is this guy that's setting for 21 for no boost? What is the side doing? 19 and 19? No."
And the whole thing was like, just I can also hit higher than 19 by like adjustments. Like I was like, Lamborghini can only do it so many times. I guess it's fair. It's like actually way you can kill the guy by 10.
Kill the guy for the 2 free turns that you use.
Like that was when I actually noticed. Like I was in Hong Kong when this happened. Like that was when I noticed when the game actually just got so much faster. So Liberators and everything was justifiable, and it just kept going on at the fact that your old decks were dead. And I was like, oh, I see Break Ride's pretty fair because the game ends so fast.
And then we find out why Gunlet Buster is so good. Because whenever your opponent decides to rush you, which you always do in old format, and then it's like, oh, I decided to take all the damage and go to Limit Break 4 and use my Gunlet twice against 3 critical and hit for like 21 or 26 plus. If you don't have a PG, you have to
almost instantly die. Actually, you just lost their feel, and the guy just gained crits and power.
And you have to use like 20k block, which 2 hands, so you pretty much use up your whole hand, and you still might get slaved it. Because
like the one I was thinking about, like that was when I actually just realized Break Ride wasn't so good because it was actually, in fact, it's a bit too slow. It became a bit too slow.
Too slow now.
Completely reverse from like what happened, but like what we thought. Garmar days are slow.
And then once again, prove that Kai is a human bandlist, I guess. Any clan that
you hold become top tier.
Top tier and banded.
See, even throughout the year, where you go, Link Joker top tier.
Almost get banned now, I'm saying.
Don't worry, going back Kagero, we're gonna see rebirths.
Oh yeah.
Probably top tier.
Rebirths, no. Such a non-fun. And they make a new Overlord with different effect, I think.
Really?
Yeah, they announce it as non-reprint, right?
Oh,
so they make it the same card but different effect.
Alright, well, we'll talk about that sometime later. Going back to 2013 first. But yeah, I mean, that was also when I saw the WGP list, and I saw one guy who put Eradicators, and he just said, "Fuck Break Rides, Descendant, and Gruntlet."
And destroy the air
just
one.
4 Gauntlet, 4 Descent, and I was like,
Destroy the air one.
I was just like, I don't understand. It's like, isn't Break Ride like the trend right now? And then I tried it myself, and I was like, "Holy crap! Fuck break rides." By the time you spend your time doing your break ride, Gauntlet and Descendant did so much things already.
It's like
you're like half
I
dead.
used double Gauntlet effect. Oh, I still have 1 cast left, and you're still surviving. Let's descend in you. Do you want to block? You don't block, you die. You block, I stand and get a critical. What?
Yeah, because like I mean, break ride is basically essentially like a cross ride. They're equally slow, by the way, because you have to ride one at a time anyway, right? So of course, break ride is a bit better than cross ride, of course, because you get so much additional things. They actually give you the bonus of they actually like save you that penalty of minusing 1, because they usually give you a +1 back, and of course you gain a 10k, so you can try to do big plays. But yeah, it was too slow. If especially if someone tried to rush you and you're still trying to hold your like vanilla, like I mean all the break ride effects are kind of vanilla before you ride over them, right? I mean they're just like they gain 2k when they attack.
Gain 2k when they attack.
Yeah, and I mean if you're holding if you're trying to break ride, that means you're holding at least like 2 grade 3s in your hand, right? One being the break ride and one being the one that's gonna break ride.
So your hand is not that good already.
Like especially if you're trying to aim for a break ride, this is actually what a lot of people try to do back then, is that you try to aim for break rides, right? By holding on to grade 3s. That means that's 1 extra unit that you don't play on the field. And that 1 extra unit you don't play on the field basically mean you kind of slow down your gameplay, right? And it's also a 0 shield value.
You don't want to shield it.
Yeah. On the other hand, if your opponent decides to rush you, right, and not give a fuck about all this stuff, since you absorb so much damage, the break ride really isn't helping that much anymore. Because I mean, if you're absorbing damage so fast, it's just the break ride is just like what the opponent's just gonna take it.
The break ride is a big turn, but then you know your opponent.
It's also 1 turn, right?
There's only 1 turn, and then your opponent's go kill you 100% next turn.
Yeah, because like you expended a lot of hand, especially if you took so much damage and you decide to play a field afterwards. You're expending a lot. And of course, like stuff like Gauntlet Buster was just like, I don't even want to deal with this, because if you rush against Gauntlet and they kill your field, meaning assuming you don't hit like a billion draws, or at least let's say if you don't even hit like 2 draws, right? Your hand's like half gone. You might actually not have stuff to play, and if you draw stuff to play with, right, it means you don't have enough shield now. How are you gonna deal with that like power and critical? And essentially, because like if they did that, right, Urarcare is pretty much in full advantage at that time. They can play a Descent out, and you're done. If they play a Descent out, you're pretty screwed. Like if you lost so much hand.
That's why
Gauntlet and Descent was like just so good.
That's why the game started only have 5 turns for each player.
Yeah, like I mean, you can actually prolong the game now, but like I mean, Descent was basically a break ride itself. Like he himself was a break ride. Like his effect is as strong as a break ride. That was one of the things. And of course, in set 11 when Choho came out, it made the synergy for Eradicators so good. It was instantly top tier, and that was the time they actually also banned Descent, or they limited Descent to 2.
Limited 2.
Yeah,
which is not helping at all.
Which is totally, it just didn't really help. I mean, like Eradicators continue to stay top all the way up to now.
The Reaper is the Gauntlet.
Yeah, because and honestly, it's not fair to just ban Gauntlet or like limit Gauntlet itself, right? Because like by itself is not that good, but the synergy of Eradicators is so amazing. Just having 2 or 3 cards of like any Eradicators, you're doing lots of things already.
And they also give you the booster that's grade 1 that whenever you retire 1 you get 3k.
Yeah, I mean that basically replaced the 10k booster.
Well, it's also how you bitch your opponent, because you know you shot for a unit, which you just push up a grade 1 to bitch their grade 2.
No, but one of the biggest thing was that it brought back 21k columns. Like if you have a 12k boost attacker or like 11 grade 3 in front with what's his name, Shuki?
Yeah.
Like in the back, and you activated his effect, you're hitting 21. And you know, basically in new Vanguard, right? Hitting 21 columns are kind of non-existent now. Like it's like no almost every deck doesn't actually help you build those kind of columns anymore. Yeah, it's try to fare out is that they give you more attackers, but they kind of lower the attack stuff value in general. So we kind of went back all the way to like set 1 to set 5 days actually, where we're just like hitting vanilla 18, 18, 18, or like 16, 16, 16 all day. Except now the numbers are all like 19, 19, 17, 17, 16. Yeah, those are new numbers now. But yeah, like set 11 gave a major upgrade to Eradicators. Like it made it amazing.
And the synergy is so much better.
The synergy was just amazing. Like, and like I was pretty glad that I actually built Eradicators at that time for like really cheap, because like Choho became like amazingly expensive after a while. And
scammed my friend, yo. Scammed it.
I took it early.
So cute.
I took it early. I was like, this card's good. I should buy some.
Because the thing is so dumb, because if you use the gunlet twice, you're hitting what 26, I think, and then you gain
you're hitting for 26 and higher.
And then you gain like 3 critical. If your opponent don't have PG, I don't even know how you survive. See, that's Brick Rider already.
Yeah.
Even though you Brick Ride, you pretty much only hit for 26, 27. I didn't even need to Brick Ride, which I +1 already.
And like, I mean, Gauntlet's not the only thing you deal with, because I mean, it just adds up so like good, because like Gauntlet Buster counterblast 2 times, 4 cost, right? What's that extra cost for? Descendant. Like that was literally the Brick Ride, and that was Eradicator just topping.
And
like
you save up 1 hand also.
That was the true Narukami deck. Not playing Break Ride plus Descent or Break Ride plus Gauntlet.
It's okay, people are still playing it now. Yay!
Yeah, I still see locals do it, like, cause I guess, like locals set 10. Is it set 10? Yeah, set 10 just came out like not that long ago, so like, people are still playing, and I don't know what's with English meta, because like I just assume English meta people like follow Japanese meta, so
they play 4 of the Brick Ride and then 2 Gunlet and 1 Descendant.
Don't worry, we can keep scamming. The difference in skill, so secretive.
so good when we like my friends like, oh, I get my deck done, and it's like, what? Isn't that just a sneak peek? How you get like 4 copy of the Gunlet and like 3 copy of Descendant? And they show me his deck. It's like, there's a Troll deck, Beer, Big Ride, and 2 Gunlet, 1 Descendant. I was like, should I even tell him that's not even a good deck?
That's not how you play Eradicators.
I just did not tell him though, because the guy's so sacky.
Yeah.
You can't let the OP people have the nuclear weapon.
Gotta keep the secret.
Keep it down.
What else does set 11 bring? Angel Feathers.
Ancient Dragon.
Tachikaze.
Tachikaze, yo.
I think Tachikaze was really good actually. I think it was pretty good.
But then it's not consistency.
Yeah, but like I mean, come on, it went from like tier, like it was like tier, I don't know, tier set. It brought it back to at least tier B.
Well, no more. But the point, the thing is not helping is they don't give you anything that bring it back itself. Because they used to.
Don't they?
They don't.
Don't ancient dragons actually bring themselves back? They could.
Yeah, they could, but they only bring themselves back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but you know how like you do have a better stuff that you want to use, I guess.
But I mean, thing with Tachikaze was like it was a really dead clan. Like even though they gave some upgrade in like set 8, I think.
Yeah.
It was just not enough to make it anything. Like it's not worthwhile.
It's getting better already.
But like now, even now, Ancient Dragons is a pretty playable deck.
And it's the only one deck that I think it's not only one. It's the one that you can instant Brick Ride in 1 turn.
Yeah, you can instant Brick Ride.
Which is so fun, yo.
Yeah, it has some gimmicks there, and
it's so fun. You play out 5 cards and you attack. If your opponent blocked it like a boss, you gotta kill all your cards, which is 5 of them. Kill all 5.
It might even come back, some of them. And you can
some of them come back, but then you kill all 5 of them. That's so funny.
Yeah. Angel Feathers had quite a decent upgrade. In fact, it was
just a beaststick deck.
It became pretty beaststick. It's pretty big.
It's pretty big, but just like is you don't plus, you don't minus. You only gain power, which is not helping.
Oh fuck! Please, man, it's a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah,
man.
but
it went from like office lady mode to like actually like angels and girls.
Oh well, that kind of upgrade. That's true.
That's an OP upgrade. Okay. That's a bonus.
I guess.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty beastly. I mean, Angel Feather was always kind of like that, though. It always just hit big, field setup kind of thing, and it just kind of stayed consistent like that. Celestial didn't really change that much of the Angel Feather play. Like, that was really just what they did. Set 11. I think that's really it about it. Like, that really covers it up. What came out after set 11? I actually have to take a look.
I think
it was. They had FC, right? In the middle of it.
Yeah.
FC was. It gave us shiny cards.
It gave
it gave
awesome
us,
shiny card that
gave us some,
we asking for so long.
It gave us some new cards.
And make Rocket almost all foil.
Yeah. We had some new break rides. Not really gonna talk about them because I mean they're
Those are really good.
Yeah, they're pretty good too. Actually, like they're not bad at all. Very playable.
Yeah, really playable.
But like, don't really need cover by then because by then actually we already established the fact that break ride's not that amazing.
Not helping.
Yeah, like it's much more better to just play 2 Vanguards that have like different effects, and they were like early, like Alfred and like something else that had early effect was like just it would just make the deck better.
Well, the Brick Riders were good, but then one of them is Genesis, the decks just can't even play, and then one of them is GP, which is mid tier, and then the other one is Eradicator, which people decided not playing Brick Ride at all.
Yeah, but I mean, like Eradicator really showed that just Brick Ride wasn't that amazing. Like even now, I think only just exclusive break ride like exclusive clients have actually really good break rides.
Yeah. Well, a lot of decks now they require you to break ride to do stuff.
Try to do it, but then like honestly, when you have that condition where you have to break ride, it's almost like cross riding already. And I mean, you don't always actually be able to meet that condition, right? So like, definitely having something with high synergy is much better. And I mean, by the time set 11, it was Gold GP was already kind of down actually. Like people, it was already not that amazing because it was just very vanilla. The synergy wasn't as high.
And you get crushed by Bermuda. Because you pretty much have facing a deck that doing the same attack damage and having a critical extra and no penalty at all, and they.
Like I mean, the plus from Bermuda, the plus in Bermuda is basically the additional power. Prisms can hit really hard. That's all I have to say. Like I mean, all 3 rolls, if you do it properly, can hit pretty damn hard. Yeah, GP was already kind of down, but I mean, it was at that time there wasn't really that many choices yet, so it was still topping.
Yeah.
Like nevertheless, GP is pretty solid. And I mean, decks from like the past generation is like you gotta be some god. You gotta be pretty YOLO. Like you gotta be pretty sacky to win, I gotta say. So after FC, now that I'm looking at the product list, I am seeing Daigo Trial Deck. Daigo Trial Deck.
I think it's a gift box. Gift box set, right?
No, only English was a gift box.
Right.
The Japanese was just a regular.
Right. The English they decide to scam you like a boss.
Yeah.
You pay like $30, $40, and you get less stuff than Japanese.
And you get those weird sleeves and whatever.
Yeah.
Daigo Trial Deck didn't really bring too much impact into the meta. Really, like the grade 3 that they came out with was just it wasn't that great. I think it brought grade 1 units out, and it wasn't even a plus. It was a trade actually. Yeah, it wasn't that amazing. It brought a little help to Jewel Knights because they actually bought some more.
The Jewel Knight grade 2. The whole purpose that you spend like $15 to buying the trial deck.
Yeah.
To get full copy of the wear.
Just so you can have a complete playset of grade 2 like Jewel Knights, but it wasn't even that good.
It's an EK base.
It was a nice attempt, I guess, to try and revive Royal Paladins. Try to make your old decks kind of useful. Yeah, not much to say about it. It didn't put a strong impact into the meta. One of the least exciting things in the year actually of 2013. And then so we're just going ahead, and then of course they talk about set 12, and before set 12 that was the introduction of Link Joker and Shadow Paladins Revengers. Link Joker, first impressions. I guess it was
pretty
cool.
Useless.
Not that it wasn't even that amazing.
It's pretty fail, I guess, because the log is not even that good because what is the difference and then the
Mega colony,
right?
Because
it's just like easiest one.
Like back then, right? It was like if you don't break fry, you're not even locking anything special.
Well, if you only see the trial deck, you have to lock one front and lock one back. Where pretty much you kill one column attack.
Yeah, but that was kind
of which is for one brick ride. That's not good enough because you don't generate anything out.
Yeah, you're just not generating enough things, and the deck itself was completely vanilla. Like everything else didn't do anything, and well, even when set 12 came out, the whole deck kind of didn't do anything as well. Like you had Nebula Lord Dragon, right? Yeah. Nebula Lord can only lock a back row, and you can only do it twice. It was like, wow, if I don't break right, the deck is so.
It's a beast deck because for each unit you lock your front row against 3k. So pretty much you're trying to hit like 21, 21, 21 for each column. Yeah. And you just rush your opponent down, which is not helpful because you only lock back, which is pretty bad.
I think it's it's kind of wasteful. Like, I mean, it was such a one turn kind of thing, or one or two turns kind of thing, right? Yeah. And if you didn't make good use of that, like 2 turns, like let's just say you weren't that lucky those 2 turns, right? You're not even doing that much. And the thing was just, if your opponent decided to guard early, right, they could just take those higher attacks.
It's pretty much just like an awesome version of mana quality.
Yeah, but like, I mean, why don't I just play Bermuda if I want to hit power? In fact, I even gain critical for hitting powers, right? Yeah. So yes, Link Joker at beginning was just like, I guess it's cool cyborgs. Revengers. When it was still in TD, Mordred Phantom. Good card. Mordred Phantom was a good card.
Well, it is just a good card. You still cannot plus 1 to break even, right?
Yeah, but it was one of the. I have to say, even at that time, I thought Mordred Phantom was one of the
better one already.
Yeah, one of the better break rides out there already. In fact, both TDs actually made some pretty good break rides at that point. Not too much to talk about. Blaster Dark Revenger was just like, oh, it's just a copy of Blaster Blade.
Just LOB anyway.
Yeah, they're just like clones of each other. Except if you wanted to black, if you wanted to be dark and cool, Revengers is the way to go. Of course, when set 12 came out, I think set 12 had one of the biggest impact actually in the meta.
Raging Form Dragon.
Yeah, Raging Form Dragon. That made Shadow Paladin pretty top. Like and the unflipper for Blaster Dark was in the was actually just in the booster, right? It wasn't in the wasn't in the TD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, that is synergy. Did you say I can retire things for 1 cost?
1 cost.
1 cost.
1 cost retire, yo.
And I can search cards from my deck, and I have a restanding Vanguard, and relatively one of the stronger restanding Vanguards as well.
You don't use your cost for restanding. Yeah. Which means you can use up all your cards, and your opponent never know when are you even gonna do it.
Yeah, well, that was one of the biggest troll. I don't even know what the guy is raging for, but I'm scared. Set 12 brought they brought reverse units. I think that was a really good way to actually. In fact, this is where I was actually really happy about Vanguard again, because first of all, they took out special counterblast.
Yeah.
Like almost everything in this booster box, like set 12, didn't make use of special counterblast. And
in fact, I check it back. If you want to be cheap, you can play like Shadow Paladin and like DI and Palmoon for like not exchanging your older PG, which save up a lot of money. So all your money is spent is just buying the new cards,
the TD, and Raging Form, right?
Yeah, and Grade 3.
And the new Grade 2, that was about it.
Well, the new Grade 2 is okay.
But those are pretty cheap.
Those are pretty cheap. The PG is pretty big there.
Yeah, the expensive one was Raging Form.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, basically you can play Pale Moon again, Dark Rigger again. You can use your old cards. That makes so much difference. like it actually felt like the cards you bought back then had value again.
They do put the synergy back.
Yeah, and actually
From the old card.
Yeah, they made a lot of old cards actually useful again. So like actually people who were playing Pale Moon back then or Dark Vigor before, right? They had their decks back basically.
And that's why you see Lucas was like million now.
Oh yeah, with the new Cross Rider really. Yeah, also sets them with bad sets.
Oh, you see also like so much more synergy from the Brick Ride. I mean like Cross Ride and the old unit, right?
Yeah, they actually made. In fact, they made cross riding really easy, like especially in this set because both clans are basically the soul charging thing, right? So they just made cross riding so much easier. Like none of them really had to use a special counter, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like it had archetype, like they had archetyping too, but like they were just like commons and wares, like really easy to accumulate together.
And they also decided to give you consistency soul charge for Pale Moon.
Yeah, that made a lot of difference.
Well, they make it two-way soul charge now. One way is like consistency soul charge like Pale Moon, you're watching 2 and you soul charge 1, and one way just like Amon that you soul charge 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 for free.
Yeah, Dark Irregular was just like you play cards out and you soul charge a bunch. Pale Moon was basically take a look at top 2, pick one.
So
And they just made soul charging like so much more consistent. Pale Moon definitely became a top tier at that time because of just the consistency you get.
And you're pretty anti Eradicator.
Yeah, because like you're paying one cost
to get
a free card, right?
for two cost unit.
Yeah, like because especially you gain the power boost. Like the unit that comes out gain the power boost of 5k. Especially we're in this new meta where everything's hitting like good numbers already, right? And you have such consistency soul charging. And it's like you're boosted already.
You can easily spamming shit out.
Yeah, you can just spam feel out like really easy.
And for the grade 2, you only use counter blast to rush your opponent, which save up your hand. So even you rush, it's not that bad to Eradicate, because after you get raped the board by the limit break 4 of the Gauntlet, you can just like log a unit, call a unit, log a unit, call a unit to spam up your field, which one more turn later you get a full field and you eradicate 1 hour resource.
Yeah. And actually the thing about getting your units out like that, right? You're actually also attacking for pretty decent numbers, so it was quite good.
Yeah.
Like Pale Moon was really consistency.
Yeah.
And like I guess one of the things we didn't really talk about was lock. Like I think lock, like, as the Link Joker, it was kind of there. It was cool. Like when they introduced it, it was like, oh, that's kind of a new gimmick, cool gimmick. But they didn't really do too much things with Link Joker at that time.
You don't lock yourself.
Yeah.
And then they used the new.
They used it as a cost.
Yeah, new condition, which is really awesome.
Yeah, in fact, it was a really good way to basically bring back a lot of old clients. And as you see in the next few sets, they actually did do that. Like they used law as a mechanic to like basically pay costs, and that actually brought back quite a lot of clients. Like almost every client got brought back this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark Irregular was actually I actually just played Dark Irregular today. Like it was my first time actually trying it, and I thought it was pretty good. Actually.
The new way is really good.
It's actually not bad at all.
Because you get the busted way in the deck.
Because before I just thought it didn't do that much. I thought it did the same thing as a Mon, but actually it was pretty good.
Because now the game is faster, right?
Yeah.
You don't really care about the self and minus, so you can use the R1 effect quite a lot, and then you run into the R1 cost ride and kill your opponent pretty easily.
Yeah, and they made quite a lot of use of I think the major thing at that point that I was really happy about was they made use of older cards.
Yeah.
Like I was really glad about that one. What else did they introduce in set 12? I know GP got a minor upgrade. There was Garmor Liberator. It was okay, I guess. I mean,
not
bad. In fact, I honestly didn't think too much about him. If you get blown up by Eradicators, it's a really good anti-matchup.
That card is an anti-matchup card, so you can't really talk too much about anti-matchup card.
Yeah, and one of the things was people actually, like in the tournaments, people actually did play like 4 Garmor and 4 Alfreds, and that actually became kind of a popular build as well. Except, you know, people still like to summon Break Rise and whatnot, because Garmor is okay. Like, I mean, if
you don't gain power.
yeah, you don't need power. But, like, if you top 2 units, let's say if you just make use of Garmor's effect and top, like, counterboss 3, right? And you top, like, 2 units.
2
right?
units average.
That's basically the same as Alfred.
Yeah, so.
And if you top 3, then.
Because at the end, you need to swap your Vanguard.
Yeah. And of course, one of the things is that you never really want to actually, how we say this, you don't want to go naked with Garmor until you have Limit Break 4 and no field, and then you decide to ship 5 units out.
That's too late.
That is so YOLO.
That's too late.
Because what are you trying to do? Are you trying to absorb so much damage so you can plus 5? You just took so much damage for the trade-off of doing that. You can die so easily.
That's too late.
Yeah, that's way too late. You wouldn't do that. Like I was like, back in Vancouver during Christmas, and I played like some people, and that was like their main strat, and I was thinking, what are they doing? they're just sitting, taking my hits until they have 4 damage. Decide to take like 5 units out, and I'm like, oh, okay, but I still have like 1 or 2 damage.
Oh, I think they also bring back Aqua Force. Is that of the next set?
No, I think Aqua Force was not in this set. Set 12 was PM, Dark Irregular, Link Joker,
and DI.
GP.
Oh no, DI next.
What's the 5th thing? They probably have a 5th clan.
I think I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be Aqua Force. No, I mean like, Grand Blue.
No, I remember Grand Blue was in set 13.
There would be too much stuff in set 13, I think.
But anyway, I mean, those are the major things that got covered in set 12. Like, I mean, everything else was,
Oh, this low crowd curve.
What? What's that?
Narukami. The one that you.
Oh, Dungary.
Yeah, Dungary.
Yeah, they brought Dungary.
Dungary Crossfire, even more useless.
We were like, we don't. You know, that was like actually a clear indication of Bushiro pushing Crossfire extremely hard. Like they were still trying at it, and that, you know, I still did not get.
Oh, and the first time they came out, Brick Crossfire.
On this one?
Yeah, Rolling Bull Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Bowling Sword is a reverse cross ride. Yeah, actually, I think this was like the test. This was still in the test stages back then. I mean, I was like, why is Bushiro pushing Crossfire so hard? Like I just didn't get it. But like I guess now you can see that they're doing cross break rides, so I guess that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to upgrade cross rides. Bowling Sword is okay.
It's any mesh.
Yeah, it gave that option to Eradicators, because I mean you had that extra little slot for whatever grade 3 you want to sub in. I mean, people like Eradicators player basically just shove in whatever the hell they want for that 3rd slot. Like it was basically 4 Gruntlet, 2 Descent, and like 1 or 2 or whatever.
Well, Counterburst 2 retired, Counterburst 2 log 2 and retire 2 and gain 10k to your main Vanguard. That means pretty much you just like put everything on your Vanguard and you Counterburst 2 to retire 2, which is not too bad.
It was really good against Eradicators.
Yeah,
actually.
it's really anti-anti.
Yeah, it was actually like for mirror matches. Yeah, it was good for mirror matches, that's for sure. And that's basically set 12 in general. Like, very impressive set. I was very satisfied. The game felt pretty balanced at that point. Like, it really felt like Vanguard came back.
Yeah, I'm really happy about playing the game because the game is really fair. If you go back to like set 4, which like a lot of clan is able to play it, and it's pretty fun. And since the game is more grow up, the synergy is better, and they have more tag for the different clan, right? So the different of the clan is showed.
Yeah, and like one of the things, big changes like about 2.0 is that it became a synergy game basically, right? So it was actually not as boring as kind of VG 1.0, because VG 1.0 was really just build your role and keep going.
They actually faster the game, right? So the turn that you turn your card up and put them sideways and instead of attack your Vanguard and hope for 2 trigger is less, because you pretty much always trying to set up your field and doing stuff together, and whenever you get done, you pretty much kill your opponent and your opponent kill you.
The game became pretty high synergy at this point, and like one of the things was they brought diversity back. Like, I mean, before set 12, everyone was just like either the Liberator or the Eradicators, and like everything else below, like every clan below it, right? They're just not as good as them at the time. So your choices were really small if you want to play competitively.
Well, you want to play man or you want to play dragon? Can I play Little Glow like Lolly? Oh, you just get slayed by dragon.
Yeah, like Bermuda, like, okay, since they invented Eradicator Synergy, Bermuda just didn't work anymore. Because you know how,
I retire Great Zero, half your deck just dead.
yeah, like, one of the things is Eradicator is one of the most bullshit starters.
I know, right? You know, they try so hard to, like, improve the Eradicator, make it, like, too OP.
First they're just like, Saishin's not so
I know, right? You can
How
only...
about we make him retire
No,
once
it's like,
as well?
you can only retire Great Zero. That's pretty beastic there. Let's make it better. Soon as, you know, you have a penalty called playing Archetype. So make it retire Great once. It's not too bad. 1 for 1.
They fucked up so hard.
They fuck up so hard. They kill a lot of decks.
Because ever since the synergy game meta came in, things relied on your starter quite a bit. And like, even if you didn't rely on starter, killing a grade 1, yo, that's big actually. Great, like killing a grade 1 that's useful is pretty annoying.
Yo, what's the set that come out of set 13? The one that you did your opponent have? What's it called?
Nubatama.
Yeah, Nubatama. You see, Nubatama is a really well decided clan that is really fair. The synergy is high. The stuff that they want you to do and what you can do is just there, and it's not too broken even after you have the Great One stuff. But then there's a Eradicator that kill your court card that called Great Zero.
No, the thing was, Nubatama
is really good.
It was actually almost a really top tier thing.
It's really top tier.
It was top tier material.
Yeah,
but Eradicate.
You gotta come out. Oh, I have a Linchu. Bye. Say goodbye to your Great Zero.
It was just so anti everything.
And then what Nubatama do is just suddenly become you buy your opponent card.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, you don't gain at all. You really don't gain at all.
Yeah, but moving on from like set 12, before we hit set 13 completely, in the middle they brought Dayusha. Yeah, they brought Daikaiser. Daikaiser, and you know it was pretty cool because like
pretty cool.
This one single card basically 5-dimensional police from the grave.
It actually make this deck become a joke deck, become a really serious deck that somehow is really consistency for some reason.
Absolutely, you can't take it lightly. I have to really say that.
Oh, you see it? Also, one of the deck gets slayed by Eradicator.
Yeah, in fact, remember that starter that you had to like soul charge everyone just to like ride your grade 3?
Gatai!
That card became key.
because somehow it's not negging.
It's not just a joke card anymore. It became a key card in Dimension.
No, it's a card there. I'm -8 on myself to instantly break Rye.
Instantly break Rye, hit for 10 billion, break shields, win game. And you also critical like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Really easy to kill.
But like the point was it can break shield and gain power. So like
people think non-safe.
Yeah, it actually made sense to do the cross superior ride into like you can superior ride into Daikaiser and then superior ride on the same turn again to just make a break ride on the same turn. And then try to kill your opponent and
-8.
And you know what? It was quite a legit strategy because like the ability to break shields it was really good. And it also made those YOLO dimensional police deck with like 12 to 14 grade 3s. In fact, some of the top with like a grade 3 deck. And it's all thanks to Daikaiser and like I mean dimensional police was a pretty dead deck as well. It was one of those clans that because PG existed, your gimmick just doesn't work because your gimmick was about gaining power and
gaining power of yourself, which is too hard.
Yeah, like it was one of those solo army kind of thing. PG existed, just can't. Just Overguard existed as well. It just doesn't work. So they made shield breaks, or they make shield crush triggers. That really brought dimensional police back. But yeah, it was amazing because it's one TD and it just brought the entire clan back.
Pretty much the deck only gets slayed by Link Joker and Eradicator. Actually, no, back in that time,
Link Joker
can't even touch it because you don't even have Chaos Breaker yet.
Yeah, and it was only so basically only Eradicators was the only bad matchup for DP at the time. And
well,
like,
which if you have a Daiusha, I mean like no Daikaiser in your hand, it actually is fine because you still end up killing your opponent, killing the Eradicator because Eradicator just use up the whole hand to try to retire stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of still dangerous for Eradicator, but I mean the ability to not be able to superior right means that if you don't draw your Daikaiser, you lost half the game.
Yeah.
And I mean that specific grade 0 is really just there for you to make sure you ride Daikaiser. But yeah, that was like, I mean, bad matchup against Eradicators. Everything else was like YOLO mode.
Well, you see, we're having a quite okay moment at that time, and then set 13 come out. People remind the day that get slaved.
Set 13.
Yeah.
We gotta go for Magus.
Set 13 has not come out yet, right? And then people have a good time.
Alright, so the next thing was EV07 Mystical Magus. And this was the return of OTT.
This is such a joke, okay?
Is that?
Yeah. They put the pick right in, and the main Vanguard is on the side of the promo that they're forcing you to buy a manga.
Yeah, one other thing about Magus was actually a really well designed client, or like well designed deck actually. Like I played it. I really like it. It's actually really good.
It's really fun.
But one of the things about this box was that the main Vanguard was
not
a promo. It was a promo for a manga.
Promo for mangas, which is really awesome.
It's like, what? So like people who want to actually get into Magus like later in like some time, just go like fuck you.
And you don't even get an option to not buying it. Because the only two Magus grade 3 exit, the one of them is the Vanguard, the second of them is the promo.
Yeah, they didn't give you an option inside the EV itself.
They don't even give you option at all.
The other triple R's were like Battle Sisters.
Yeah.
And like Battle Sister kind of got minor upgrade, but it wasn't
good enough.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. Like it's not too.
The synergy of Battle Sister is gaining hand, which gaining hand is the hand that you generate is not as good. No, it's not enough to guard that the Eradicator minusing.
Also because they made it kind of hard too, because all the good Battle Sister were kind of 10k Vanguards, and the new Battle Sister were just not that great. Like Parfait was not that good, and the Samurai one.
The Samurai one is such a YOLO.
Monica is a Persona blast.
Yeah. Well, I guess the one that the triple R one is not that bad because it's free to draw one and you gain power.
When you're 4 or less.
Huh?
You have to die to be able to draw one.
Oh well, you gain 4k for no reason.
Yeah, so you can hit some okay numbers.
Okay number.
But I mean, most things at that point, most Vanguards by this time actually hit quite a good number.
Well, no, that's the thing you generate is not good enough to against Eradicator.
Yeah, you're just not generating enough stuff. I mean, one of the notable things they released was the grade 1 5Ks, so Blast 2, Unfoot 2. That helped quite a bit.
Yeah, they quite helped good.
The grade 3 Vanguard's effects were just not that. They're not strong enough. So the main thing in this was really just Megas as they try to promote it, Mystical Megas. But of course you need the promo, so that was pretty bitching.
Well, make the whole deck is none well known because it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
The legendary clan.
Like it's actually one of those.
The legendary clan.
It's like I think like honestly, if you're not in Asia, this people playing Megas is like legends.
Oh, you see, that's why it calls Mystic Megas. It's so
mystical.
It's so mystical because you can't even get it.
You can't find a guy that plays it. I don't know about in Asia, but definitely, I think this is actually kind of those really small player base. Or I think it's a pretty small player base. I can't be sure because
I don't see anyone except me having the promo at all.
Dude, we're like the only in our community. Yes, but I don't know about Asia because they have their access.
Asia a lot.
Their access to the card, right?
It's not even that good, to be honest.
No, but it's a pretty fun deck.
Yeah, but then you know how the manga is really sharp printed.
Yeah.
In the first place, they didn't even make a reprint.
Yeah.
So how many amounts they sold it? Just how many amounts there?
Yeah. So like.
And the except Japan, right? The major technique to get the stuff from Japan is pretty much just like online store, which they only get like that many amounts of stuff.
Yeah, like this card is actually pretty hard to buy, even in general,
Yeah.
like in Japan.
Now it's
So
sold
like,
out forever.
yeah. So I don't know about the player base even in Asia, but I mean, probably more than us, of course, but like,
Yeah, but then
probably still kind of small.
it's still pretty
Yeah.
dumb because
Like,
you know I want to play the 10, but I can't even buy the promo.
Yeah, like I can ask someone about it next time. But I mean,
Because in the boxes, like I think over 60 or 70% is makers, and only like 4 card that is battle sister. But then you know the key card, your key spirit is on like some like unknown area that you have to like go dig it out.
yeah. I mean, that was pretty ass. Like, come
Uh,
on, why did they have to make like
You see-
one of
you-
your main options?
You see one of those guys that just joined the game is like, oh, I want to play Megas. That looks awesome. And he bought like so many boxes and pulled like 4 Brick Ride, and then he realized that the other triple R is a battle sister that you can't use it on Megas, and then he's like, where's my grade 3? Someone told him, it's in the manga. And then it's like, so no, Grey can't get manga. I'm sorry, they outprinted it. No, all the country box I was fan is jack shit.
But yeah, I mean, it had a really fun gimmick. It was basically the look at top deck, declare kind of thing, cheating declare, not actually really declare because you get to look at it beforehand.
So well, you get decided. You get if you're YOLO, you can really sack it out. But you know you can do it legitimately.
I mean, the main gimmick of like the archetype, right, was they let you look at the top by one fake declare, right, and the other declare you declare it right because they looked at it.
Well, you know, it's really good because they make the game change, new mechanic, right?
Yeah,
Honestly,
this was one of the really creative ones.
Yeah.
Like for this year, I gotta put a lot of credit to this. Like, this is a nice deck. It's worth your money if you can ever find one.
Yeah. And you can also one of the deck that you can hit like 21 column as well.
Like I bought the manga really early because like before I even decided to buy this, I was just like I should just buy the manga first, just stockpile the card in case. Good decision. Moving on from megas, and we're basically back in September now. Almost at the year end was when they released set 13.
Friendship Breaker Dragon.
Yeah.
Friendship Breaker Dragon.
Chaos Breaker, fucker.
I can't even believe my eye when I seen that card effect. I was like, oh, I could have counter +1, ditch 1, lock 1. I was like, that's fair. That's what didn't make, because that's something that what you need, and that's okay. And then I thought the second effect is just like the normal effect, right? And then I see it's like, oh, whenever they freak down, you can just retire it and draw 1. I was like, oh, that's not that bad. You actually give you this thing that you use a hand to block and you gain 1 hand back, which break even. The only thing that your opponent loses is just a unit. And then I was like, what's the condition? Oh, Soul Blast 1. I was just getting my fucked in. I was like, what? You mean no cost? Soul Blast 1, you mean no cost?
You know, it was basically that card that was like a 1 cost lock, and then 1 cost free generation, and like it was more than a +1 honestly because you also stop an attack.
No, the point is the second effect, you just automatic make anti-matchup to any deck that playing
Because it also
reverse.
kill units.
No,
Yeah, and it also and like if you're playing a reverse deck, right?
You just get
and you play Link
anti-matchup.
Joker, you're just like
Anti-matchup.
shake hand. No, because at that time, right? I don't even know if they actually thought about Chaos Breaker Dragon back in set 12. Because
They probably don't.
yeah, like the thing was when they made Chaos Breaker Dragon, right? If your lock gimmick, right, does not generate you a higher than a +1 thing, right? You're getting anti by like Chaos Breaker Dragon so much because you're giving them a free card,
No, the
free unit, and a free
the
card.
point is the draw 1 thing is not 1 per turn. You can do it more than 1, which means if you lock more than 1, you can do more than 1, and he don't have to ditch 1 to lock for himself.
Yeah.
So he's just like getting a bunch of hand and feel free to go.
Like Link Joker definitely impacted the meta really hard. In fact, it's still impacting the meta in a way. Like it was basically instantly top tier because not only did they give him Chaos Breaker Dragon, they also
Colony
gave
Maker.
Colony Maker.
Counter boss 1,
Counter boss 1.
search a grade 1. Dom, yo.
I was like, what the fuck? So one of my costs is used to like bitch my opponent, and one of the other costs is to give myself more pluses. What is this?
Oh, and you know, and you get more stuff to do before Limit Break 4.
Yeah. Like, I can't even really say that the deck was fair at that point. Like, it really relied on Chaos Breaker Dragon, the deck itself. Because, like, if you didn't play, like, Chaos Breaker Dragon, right, your deck is pretty vanilla in general. And, honestly, at that time, Nebula Lord was just kicked out the window. Like, like, my first impression is the same, actually, really. It was just like, why the hell would I play Nebula Lord Dragon? I can easily use, like, one cost and keep plussing. And the thing was, when you really sit down and think about it, right, Nebula Lord Dragon has a total of lock twice, right? And it's only back row. But whenever I draw my Chaos Breaker Dragon, I'm gonna ride it for sure. Why don't I just play the Break Ride? In fact, it's much better because I get to lock 2 units for free.
So you get more so to retire to Drew more.
Yeah, basically when you Break Ride, you're not just unlocking them, you're also drawing just from doing it. So it's a lot of benefit. But yeah, of course, to say is that if you don't get your Chaos Breaker Dragon, the deck is fairly vanilla because everything needs to be locked. There's some lock condition to gain your ability, right? So that was one of the big conditions. But I mean, you know, in Japan,
welcome to Vanguard's what a sad game, such a sag.
Well, welcome to Japan, where what? You can't ride your Chaos Breaker Dragon? Never heard of that problem, man.
I know, right?
Like, yeah, it was incredibly dominating. It actually made reverse card look kind of dumb. Like at that point, like I was like, and honestly, I jumped.
It's really awkward.
Yeah, I jumped the bandwagon at that point. I was like, I'm building Link Joker. This shit's top tier.
Oh, and they also give you the continue lock Sengi.
Yeah, they actually like made a gimmick for you to like keep your opponent to lock. In fact, if you did it right, you can lock your opponent forever.
Well, the point is they give you option. That's why it's good.
Yeah, the survivability of this deck is so good. Because if you manage to lock like their 2 front rows, right? Having 1 PG in your hand means you survive, like guaranteed.
Well, you see, whenever you're hitting, you're facing a like gigantic like attack, heavy Vanguard back. You just like block and retire, you draw, and you gain more hand, right?
Yeah.
But whenever you're facing those spam deck like Palmoon and Nova Grappler, you just lock their fucking 2 front row, and all they have is such a weak chicken Vanguard.
Yeah, like it killed a lot of things. Like even Eradicator itself had a lot of difficulty fighting against something like Link Joker. Like there was basically no good matchup against Link Joker, and like what was their dominant
Link Joker is really solid, and since the survivability is so long, so it actually make like the Eradicator remix come out that you're gonna run out of resource so fast.
Yeah, because one of the problems with Eradicator is you don't actually have that much hand.
You can't handle the minusing that
you can't handle a long game.
The minusing that you
So when you're playing a long game, you just
get dragged down, and then your deck just becomes so vanilla.
Yeah. And like, there was no really dominant strategy against Chaos Breaker Dragon with like the lock gimmicks. Like, what are you gonna do? Not play front rows? Okay.
That means you don't auto lock that.
Yeah. That's like I kind of shadow lock myself. Like what? Like if you don't hit them, you're never gonna win as well, right? So like, there's really no like really good particular strategy. The best strategy is the best strategy against every deck. You just double crit them before anything happens.
Pretty much.
And I mean, one of the bullshit about Chaos Breaker Dragon was, the locking ability is not a Limit Break 4, meaning that you can do it at 3rd damage, take a damage, and then basically gain your +1s.
And your opponent is not hitting you, you just use your Grey One to continue lockdown.
Yeah, and actually it was early locking before Limit Break 4, even if you don't hit Limit Break 4, right? Locking your opponent early actually has some decent advantage too.
No, because if you open with like 2 or 3 cards, and then you just Chaos Breaker Dragon lock 1, and then you call in Maker, you call out the Grey One 7k that you continue locking, and then you just sit there, your opponent just laughing to your opponent. How dare you to not attack me? If you don't attack me, I will continue to lock you. But if you attack me, I will let you go and then retire it. It's like, what? I have no way to go out. No.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Like, that was really the biggest thing of set 13. Set 13 really, what else did they brought? They brought Grand Blue, they brought Nova Grappler,
and Great
basically
nature.
basically just more reverse.
More reverse
in general.
You see, more slave of the Link Joker.
What? See that? We should have saw that foreshadow back in set 12. it's like, huh? We think Link Joker is not so good. Never mind. All become slaves. Not too much. I guess there really isn't too much to mention about altogether reverse deck. Like it gave more like credibility back to the clans again. Basically made more playable decks.
But that's not helping because you make a friendship breaker dragon.
Yeah, like
if you're putting Link Joker and any of your friends trying to like play some mid tier deck, which usually should be fine. Even though you play mid tier deck, you're facing Eradicator. Even just don't have to be Nubatama, then it's okay. Because it's not that bad.
From here. Yeah, Nubatama is from set 13.
Yeah.
But we kind of already talked about it. If your starter gets retired, you kind of lost half your synergy.
Yeah, that's why it's still not fun.
Yeah. But I mean, Nubatama is pretty
strong. It was really strong and really well designed. And because it actually make your opponent suffer so much. It's just like, do I guard? If I don't guard, you ditch. If you guard, you still ditch. And the old stuff that how you ditch it also how you ditch.
I mean, like the strongest card from Nubatama is still from BTO1, the grade 1 booster that helps you ditch when it hits, and the Great Cyril, the one that makes people ditch when you have a lower hand size.
The thing is really well synergy, but then can't ruin it.
It's just not strong enough like against Eradicators and Link Joker.
It's totally just like not your day, bro. If you come out on set 11 or set 12, you would be like fairly good.
Like, I mean, Reverse really had its own thing. Like, it was pretty neat and everything. Like, there was some pretty good stuff to mention. Like, I mean, there was also that YOLO stand 8 times with Reverse FX Buster.
Only happened in the anime, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it happened in real life, and actually it just... You neg so much. Actually.
You neg so much, and it's not
trying
that strong.
Trying to set up that ideal field to do that is so... it's extremely hard.
Well, I don't even know that if you don't hit any draw trigger, would you even be able to afford to ditch full field and then lock and then ditch 2 hand? Because you have to commit the stand before.
All I know is people try to take a bunch of damage and try to YOLO all in one turn, right?
Yeah.
And if they don't get anything, they just lose. And actually, sometimes even when they get something, they're still losing.
Yes, because you commit really
too much.
Really huge.
Yeah.
Because you have to. You have to ditch 2 first.
You have to ditch 2 and you need a full field.
You need a full field, so 7 hand.
Of it.
So 7 hand and lock 2.
Yeah.
Which make the roll is not even that strong. I mean, like, I can actually shut down you by 1 trigger
if you get a trigger, you actually kind of shut down them pretty hard. Like in 8 attacks too, right? So
yeah,
it's not so.
It's not so surprising.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was a really bad time to play reverse decks. Because...
Chaos
Breaker Dragon. Reverse.
Just standing there, look at you and smiling. How dare you lock yourself.
Yeah. And, yeah, not too much to really talk about after, like, Nubatama, we already talked about that. It was pretty strong.
Well, Great Nature is pretty strong.
Yeah, Great Nature is... I have to mention. Pretty fun. It's a pretty fun deck. I'll probably do a deck profile on it later, and
you still have proxy.
Yeah, I still need to wait for the cards.
Cute.
I'll do it eventually.
Yeah.
But I mean, at this point in Vanguard, like just stating from this point, the diversity was actually quite large again. Like in general, you can actually pick up any clan you like.
And you sag, you still win.
Yeah.
Just not Nubatama. I'm sorry. Just not Nubatama. Any other deck.
Yeah, actually, Nubatama relied too much on the
It's really sad that, like, how Nubatama just... You can't afford to lose your first Vanguard. Yeah. You can totally make one that is grade 1 version.
Yeah.
So you don't, like, QQ
stuff. Like, I know Chan told me a lot of stories about how he uses Nubatama and he beat a lot of people. But, like he said, like, in his tournament, right? There was basically only 4 Link Joker and, like, 2 Eradicators. Yeah, he didn't exactly run into too many of them. Like, you never know, right? But, like, I mean, one of the things was it relied so much on the synergies that it was kind of a bad time to be. It was bad time to come out. But I have to give it Nubatama a lot of credit. fight against any normal deck, Nimatama is pretty damn strong.
Yeah, it's really well designed.
Yeah. And
It's not too broken,
yeah.
but the synergy is awesome.
I mean, this is where we start to see a lot of client consistency. Like, every client basically had its own thing to do, and it did it pretty well. And this is where they kind of fix up Nova Grappler as well, because they gave you two options. You can either play YOLO reverse mode, or you can actually play a unlimited standing. Skillful stand. Alright, so let's move on. And basically we are already in October and basically near the year end, so we only...
So it's EV
we have
8
EV8 and 9. Actually we still have... okay, so this is when they decided to show off a new Genesis thing.
Yeah.
So they basically gave up on their old idea of Genesis. They're like, we tried, we're sorry we made a bad client.
I think they started to come out Minerva first, right?
Oh no, they came out with this first.
No, they showed you the Minerva.
Oh, they
already.
probably actually, yeah, I think they talked about
it's
it.
like, dudes, the point is, they didn't announce the picture, but
They announced Tony Taka.
Tony Taka there, and then they showed trial deck there,
Yeah.
and then people was like, we just have to buy a QQ.
But this is basically T13.
Yeah.
That's quite, you even realize we're so far in. So this DT13 successor of the Sacred Regalia. The deck, it's like the TD itself. Actually, there really isn't too much to talk about. Like the main card, the Sacred Regalia is actually just
You pretty much buy a trial deck just for getting a break ride, because the 12K you can get it from the boxes. The only exclusive is the brick ride and the apple wine, which you get like 4 copies.
right? Apple Wine?
Apple wine is the exclusive.
No, it's from set 14, man.
No, that's one thing called apple, and one is apple wine.
Oh, what the fuck?
The apple wine one is the one that when you block everything go into the soul.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not too much to mention, because, like, I mean, the break ride itself, I mean, by this point in the game, right, lots of break rides now. Lots of better break rides. Sacred Regalia, pretty meh of a break ride.
This one is not that good.
It's not that good. And one of the things
because the FC one is better.
Yeah. And even Himiko is better, if you ask me. Like, but I mean, one of the things about this one is it hits 12 instead of 13, unlike all the other break rides. And actually, noticeably, it is kind of a demerit, and it does kind of affect your game sometimes, because Crossfire started becoming more of a main meta thing, and hitting 12 with your starter Vanguard, you're actually having trouble hitting 18, which is problematic.
You mainly only hit 17.
Yeah, but you know, they decided to promote it. They showed you who's gonna draw your ace Vanguard, and everyone was like shitting their pants.
Get overhyped.
Yeah, and if you're from America, you don't know who Tony Taka is. I guess if you're 18 plus, you can go take a look.
Right.
You can go search him up, and you probably understand why everyone got hyped at that time.
Base. Oh, it's a tennis. The tennis.
Yeah, it's the tennis. It's a good tennis game.
I know. It's a good tennis game.
Good tennis game. good anime too.
Awesome.
But yeah, Sacred Regalia, the deck looked pretty. They tried to remake Genesis, because we didn't really talk about Genesis like way too much for like all this.
They don't even like pick it up anyway.
But Genesis was just not that good. Like, even with Fortuna, it was not that good, and that's all I'm really gonna put at it. I don't want
Fortuna is just meh.
Like, I don't really want to argue too much into it.
But Fortuna is one of those things. If you're not Saki, if you're not good at it, I mean, like, not good, you're just not lucky enough. You Fortuna is not gonna help you. But then if you're lucky enough, you don't even need Fortuna. That's always the point. Why you even play it.
The point is so reliant on just those 1 or 2 turns kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was too...
You're just trying to, like, OTK your opponent.
Yeah. It was, like, we're not gonna discuss it. It's pretty depressing, honestly, Genesis. Don't want to argue about it too much, so we're just gonna move on from here. They released the TD, they released the promotion, and that's all you really need to know, because that was good enough reason to actually buy into Genesis.
They sold out pretty fast.
Yeah.
I think it's the only one sold out trial deck except the Dayusha.
Yeah.
Because I remember
Dayusha was sold out.
Yeah, Dayusha is really sold out because it's really good.
It's really popular.
And then Avenger and Sling Joker is still there.
Because Sling Joker at first was just like
meh. And then Avenger, it's not good enough to like make a lot of people pick it up. but then they decided to make.
One of the things was Revengers was also one of the most expensive decks to build at the time because Raging Form was so expensive.
Raging Form is expensive as hell.
It was like at the DN level. It was like a $30 card too.
It's higher than DN, because when DN come out, you
open 20, right?
Yeah, you open the box, you get like 3 ace card there that you may able to pull out, but
and they were all pretty pricey too.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey, but then so they split the prices, but on like set 12, the only pricey card is pretty much just Raging Form. That's why Raging Form just like solo army $40 stand there, and the rest of them is like $7, $8.
Yeah, but I mean like Raging Form was basically in Japanese term was really expensive. For English, might seem like a regular grade 3 for every set to you. I don't know. All I know is that English is always overpriced.
The
Raging
is higher.
I mean, Chaos Breaker Dragon was one of the most expensive grade 3 cards as well, and like it really defined the meta.
It pretty much just you open one Chaos Breaker Dragon, you make your money back for the boxes.
Yeah, because if you guys didn't know, Japanese boxes technically cost about like 4,000 yen, right? Basically about $40 for CAD or USD, right? And if your Chaos Breaker Dragon was like $30 to $40, right? You could buy a whole new box just from pulling one Chaos Breaker Dragon. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. In the end, because his price actually didn't live too long too. But okay, moving on. We're going into like November now. So this is basically EBO8 and EBO9. So let's talk about EBO8 first.
They're actually faster, like half month faster, I think.
Yeah, they actually release a bit more towards the end of the year. You talk about this. I didn't actually play this too much.
To be honest, I didn't play the deck yet.
I played against it.
I didn't play it yet. I didn't play it. I didn't play it.
Wow, I played it. Okay, I'll talk about my experience. I played against it, and I thought it was pretty good because the starting.
It is really awesome.
The starting Vanguard has such a great effect. It was one of those if whenever you boost, right?
Yeah.
Hits the Vanguard, you get to take a look at your top 3, pick one, and add to your hand. I was like, what? No, because I let it hit, because of course first two turns, right? It's like the no guard stage of Vanguard, and I was like, no guard. I was like, wait, did you just add a card in your hand with your starter and it doesn't break even? What? I was like, and you can do it again? Okay, it had a condition, but it was a small condition. But I was still like, what? 3 cards? That was a pretty good starter, and automatically I was thinking, oh, I see auto bad matchup. What is it? Eradicators.
No, more or less it's fair because the Vanguard, you can't really play the Brick Ride with it because it's pretty anti actually.
Oh, and if you guys didn't know what I was talking about, I was actually the starter I was talking about. What deck I was talking about was talking about the
Gundam.
Yeah, the Gundams, the blocks, Brock Cruiser or whatever.
Yeah.
But basically the Gundams, because Asura Kaiser wasn't really that big. Asura Kaiser was. That was the other triple R.
Yeah. No, it's one other way to play the new Nova Grappler.
Yeah, but it was not that great, I think.
No, it was pretty good because if you stand, you hit a lot. Because they only released like 2 cards for it.
What's the condition for activating effect? Check rate 3?
No, that's the point is not his stand itself. The point is that the rear guard that they have, right?
Yeah.
Is I think is whenever it stand, whenever a card stand, if you have an Astral Vanguard, that card gains 3k.
So it's like a golden arblet.
Yeah, but then you keep ganking. Grade 2 and Grade 1, they keep ganking.
Oh, they stack. They
all
have the same effect.
They have the same effect. Which you play the Brick Ride for the Gundam, and then you Brick Ride, and then you Brick Ride into the Shield Jack. I mean the Shield Kaiser, the better one, and then you attack a rear guard, and then you attack a Vanguard. You stand, right? So 4 of them or 5 of them get standard, and then you automatic each roll gain 15. And then you trigger a Grade 3, you stand again, and then you attack with the 15 boosted unit, and then they stand again. They add I want more 15 for each card.
Wow, that's pretty big. Oh, that's pretty good then.
Yeah,
just the problem is that you need to check Grade 3.
No, it's really not consistency and really high requirement. But then you hit like a truck. You literally hit like a truck.
Well, but that's why Gundam is better, because Gundam had a lot more consistency in general. It had a pretty good synergy as well. Like all the robots actually like put a lot of pressure on your opponent.
You do get you do get bitched by Zero, because they decide to let you having a bad brick ride for your game for the deck.
I mean, oh come on, the new break ride that they came out in this particular set was actually one of the best Nova Grappler break ride.
But it's not a good break ride for Gundam.
Really?
Yeah, because the effect is when you attack, you counter blast 1, you stand all your rear guard. But then the effect for the Gundam main Vanguard effect is whenever any of your unit hit the Vanguard, you can counter blast 1 and ditch 3 to stand your Vanguard. But then the brick ride requirement to attack with rear guard first. And then before your Vanguard attack, I take your rear guard first attack, and then you can't use the effect again. Because you already triggered the effect, even though you didn't ditch to go off the effect, it still triggered it, so you can't go off the effect. So you get auto bitched by the deck, which means the brick ride is not an option. It's not a good option for the deck, right? Then the other option is the right chain, which the right chain is a 10k and have jack shit effect. They get auto bitched by Zero.
I think the guy I played just played the break ride anyway.
Yeah,
but I mean
you still get any bitch. You still get auto bitched by the deck.
I mean that was one of the really good break ride in general. Yeah. It made Epic Buster look dumb because pay 1 cost to stand like everything. Yeah, instead of just standing the front rows.
Which is cheap as fuck.
Yeah, because Nova Grapplers don't exactly use cost in general, right? Yeah.
The deck is not costly.
Yeah. So it was like it made it look really like that break ride was really good. The restanding Vanguard was pretty nice, and actually here's another thing we have to really mention about like this year. I think at that time when Link Joker came out, it's like what's our best strategy against Link Joker? Restanding Vanguard.
That's when my friend decided the game is not calling Cardfight Vanguard anymore. It's called Card Stand Vanguard.
and actually the way Bushiroad did it, right? We're just like, oh, are they just introducing a restanding unit for every clan? That made the game look pretty dumb, because restanding Vanguard is a pretty broken damn effect. Like against Link Joker, sometimes it might not look like it, but like when you're playing against a normal deck that can like have restanding Vanguard, the game is so YOLO sometimes. You're just like
so not safe.
Just like this is so not fun. Yeah. Cardfight, Card Stand Vanguard.
Card Stand Vanguard, That little big clan, any clan, almost all the clan.
A lot of major clans.
Yeah.
A lot of major clans have restanding ability.
You either get reversed there, or you either get a stand. One of the other.
Yeah. So let's move on to EP09, which is really the big booster. EP09. Return of Cairo.
Well, you see, when it first go in the preview for Grade 4, it was pretty fair because we thought it was like, oh, I get a Limit Break 4 effect, Limit Break 4, Limit Break 5, then you ditch one of your soul and you soul pass and you counter blast to kill your opponent whole field, which is a pretty giant, requirement. See, Grade 4 itself is a requirement already.
Come on, man. The first part that went all wrong when I saw the preview was Grade 4.
Yeah.
I was like, something's wrong.
No, Grade 4 is okay. The mechanic is okay, because it's supposed to be not consistency.
Yeah, no, but you see, I didn't think the game had to resort to making Grade 4s.
No, the point is, this card is supposed to look like a joke card, right? It's look like a fun card at all. And then have some like broken effect, but it's fun. You know how like Exodia is so OP, you can't even engage it. It's like, oh, I can't even divide them rabbit. Oh, it's so OP. Doesn't matter. It's so hard to hit.
Yeah, and then you see what the next
and then you see the next card is. Oh, I search. What?
What? Did you say Grade 1, digit Grade 3 or higher, and search for Grade 3?
No, you put back the Grade 4 to search a Grade 3.
Oh,
and it's costless.
Okay. Anyway, the whole point is, if you just play a normal deck with 4 Grade 3 or 4 Grade 4, it's like you're playing 8 Grade 3s now.
That's not the problem there. The thing is con roll.
Yeah, they make con rolls. So they
make
this
con
deck
roll.
They make this deck so
So
consistent.
consistency.
There's-
So make it like your grade 4 become like an equal exchange of
For
your grade
grade
3, which is no penalty for putting grade 4.
And you
all.
don't even throw away your grade
Yeah.
4. You put it back into your deck.
You bring it back and you do it back you pretty much just like, if you solve the problem that you grade stuck, then grade 4 is not a penalty at all, because
Yeah.
it's already better, and the base number is already better.
Yeah.
And
it
then
was 13k base. And what else did we should?
oh,
You know the list of effects on grade 4? He was a fucking silent Tom.
Silent Tom, and you see one of the things that anti Cardfight Vanguard,
And look, but yeah.
no trigger.
No.
It's like, what? The favorite story of my life is 6 damage heal. Now you told me that when I say 2 to pass, if it actually 2 to pass and it's pass it, I don't even get a chance to come back. I don't even bother to do a damage check. It's not helping at all.
just pick up your card.
Just pick up a car and leave. So salty. So what was it not consistency?
No,
and they decided to make it so consistency. That's not end yet. And they decided to make it counter boss 1 to retire field. To make retire anything, which is really amazing in the new format, because now they kind of restrain you to only retire front row. And they give you a upgrade Berserker Dragon, which all you do, all the requirement is just show up your grade 4, the shining grade 4, show it to your opponent, and your opponent just gonna cry.
Oh, I mean, one of the biggest things was also, like, the effect just totally broke the fundamentals of Vanguard.
Yeah. No, the grade 4 itself is not too good. And then they just keep showing the grade 1 and grade 2, and then we're like, oh, that's fine.
Oh, yeah,
you know, it's just like, it's still slow, right?
Yeah, at first the grade 4 just looked like
It's
one
still
of
slow.
those... Like, it just looked like one of those super cards, you know?
Yeah.
Like that, if you
So
manage to pull it off.
when
right,
the
it's amazing.
Blue Moon happened, it happened. It's okay. I decided to dive to like 100, 1 hour, like 100 match, and then they show the grade 1 and grade 2, the grade 3. What's the grade 3 do? You skip your level. Oh, skip level. That's some cool stuff. And then what is the condition? You retire 1. Wait, what? You said you retire 1? But what deck you facing? You're facing Kagero. How can I retire something when you it's like I can retire grade 2. My grade 2, half of my grade 2 is retired, especially when you have the counter plus 1 retired. Even though you decided not rushing me, I still get 1 damage at least. And then I'm gonna retire you and skip a level. That's not done yet. You play grade 1? I can search a grade 1 to retire you. It's like, okay, fine, this is not doing anything. I have a grade 0 draw trigger to retire grade 0. God, that's just make the game no fun. And then one of my friends told me that's one of the Blue Moon happened, so it won't really matter. But then, once again, you have a con roll there, just helping you to make everything happen. It's like, Greystock, I have your bag. Greystock, I have your bag. You want to retire grade 0? I have your bag. You want to search a grade 1? I have your bag. Oh, you don't Greystock? Let's search a PG so your opponent can't rescue that. What kind of like a good friend to help you like this kind of level?
Welcome back, Zane. Anyway, but like fucking Conroe 2 was just what the fuck, right? Like it just like when they showed the grade 1 that can actually like just put your grade 4 back and grab a grade 3, like the consistency just rolls.
This thing only no. If you search a grade 3, right, that only make the deck consistency a lot better. So the deck is playable, because usually it's not even playable. It's one of the become attack card that when you play Kagero, you probably play 1 or 2 of the grade 4, and when of the Blue Moon you drew it and you play it and you just smash over it, hoping your opponent can't guard grade 0, right? So you just smash over it.
Oh, but the whole point was it became possible to
play
4 grade 3 and 4 grade 4s.
No, that is fine, because at the end it just become middle tier, because you still take like 4 turn to 5 turn to break to cost right? So then at the format now, you pretty much just die.
No, but one other thing is there's like no demerit doing it.
Yeah, there's no demerit. There's no demerit, but then the deck has just become playable.
Yeah.
Playable deck,
but
which
like
is not OP.
The thing is you can superiorize.
Yeah, and then you make superiorize. So if I go over and I take a damage, I retire 1 of your cards, and I skip my level and I ride, which means when you grade 2, I'm grade 4. and you can't even block with 0. That means that turn you have a no card, and the next time you go grade 3, you still probably no card because you want to hit limit break 4, and I'm gonna smash your face.
Just don't think about this. Like, just think of the other problem too. It's like, oh, and you have to take it because you don't have enough shield.
No.
And the thing is, you want to get a trigger to like soften up
balance
the damage,
up, but then you can't.
You can't even get it now.
And also, because since it's so early, the 13k problem is really there.
Yeah, like, come on, man. The other guy is 2 grades higher than you, and you have no triggers now. Like, you can use triggers on your turn, but draw trigger, heal triggers, what are those?
You what? I hit. You want to come back, gain 5,000 so you can guard it? No, that's not happening at all.
And think about it this way. That kind of became cost efficient enough to the point where playing 4 grade 4 is possible. Yeah. Blow up your field.
Blow up field is possible there. It's just not a joke effect now. Yeah. Now it's like, if I hit with the limit break 4, my 5 cards gone. I can't even come back.
Yeah, and like...
Because you see, what you use to guard is grade 2 and grade 1, and then they blow up the grade 2 and grade 1. If you use a grade 2 and grade 1 to replay your field, then all you have a grade 0. That means auto no guard.
Yeah.
Awesome game. Good game. And you remember once that you can't even sack facing this deck because you have no heal trigger.
Yeah, and like, if you play your field like that, right, you probably don't even have enough hand to use a PG at that point. But one of the other things is that, actually, I actually forgot. What? I was just about to say it, but like deja vu just blew up my mind.
This thing is just
this thing is too good.
This thing is too good, too consistency. Make the game become Yu-Gi-Oh. Because I was like building the deck, and I played. I facing against Amulet, and then I just like, oh, I go first. I take a damage. I retire, and then I superiorize, and Amulet just like, what? Again? The same combo? Again and again? And you just get smashed so bad. That's not even fun.
One of the other things is you don't even have to exactly play Superior, right? What if you just play... Yeah, people play Dauntless.
No, you get option. That's the good thing is you get option.
Yeah. And you know, and let me just tell you, if you don't Superior and you play Dauntless and Grade 4 is equally gay.
Yeah, you just get smashed. It's like, do you have 2 PG? If you don't, I think you die.
Like... Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. It's a 13k base, and it's not exactly an archetype either. That means you can play Bar, you can play your 8k booster, but you have combo as well.
Yeah.
Hitting 21. Hitting 21s with silent palms effect and no triggers and no
That's not fun.
That's not fun. It's actually.
Well, you see, you probably gotta go for like not only you face the problem is not consistency because you sometimes you superiorize, sometimes you go brick ride, but then you have a grade 3 etc., which means even though you only play 1 copy of each grade 3, you still gonna get option to which one you want.
Yeah, you're actually getting choice.
If you go not going first, you go second, right? So you go for brick ride, which make the smoothie, and then still fine because you're gonna brick ride to your opponent's face, then your opponent just die.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, without 2 PGs in your hand, dealing with a break ride like what is it called again? Nova Dragon Grade 4. Let's just call him Grade 4. Grade 4. Looking at a Grade 4 that can restand again is pretty damn bad.
I think it's called Over Dragon Revolution.
Yeah, something. It's a really long name. It's like cheese. It's Kagero Jesus, basically.
Yeah, it's Over Dragon. Yeah. Over Dragon Revolution, something.
Yeah, but like this, like I don't even need to tell you guys probably, but like this instantly became the king of meta.
No, you know the one of the awesome thing is the tax of the grade 2, the one that you show off your grade 4 and then you cannot want to retire.
Yeah, the one cost retire.
No, the tax is so awesome. It's called yo, the new dragon is coming. Get the fuck out! And you can retire it. It actually was like step away, and I was like what? That's so awesome there. It's like, here you go, it's a grade 4, you never seen it before, get the fuck out, go back to your home.
Show you my key spirit.
Show you my key spirit, and you get shining to die.
But yeah, like, I don't need to really, like, emphasize on this, but like, afterwards, all tournaments were basically dominated by grade 4.
Destroyed by this deck. And this deck actually get no anti-matchup at all. You see, if you're playing Eradicator, I would just use my control instantly anyway.
you have to go.
Go first.
Yeah, you have to go first or something.
Yeah.
But the whole point is Caro can actually avoid getting retired itself.
50% already.
Yeah.
It's better.
It can exit the field so fast.
Yeah. And then you're facing Link Joker, you can't even block with Grade 0. That means like your hand can you really have a really big minus.
The whole point is if you think about it, even if you're solo army with this guy, right?
You're still getting smashed by 13k.
Yeah.
And then one of the when you play a long game, I guarantee you, I'm gonna drill you my Grade 4, and I'm gonna destroy your bar.
Yeah.
You just like die.
And Link Joker actually, even in the long game, it has hand, but in the short game, it really doesn't. And like, think about it this way: if we have options to play Break Ride or whatnot, right? When I play a Link Joker, why don't I just choose to Break Ride?
When you're playing 13k, you're already having a minus thing for like having a B-stick deck because you're constantly hitting 16. Which I only need 5k to block.
Yeah, it could hit 18, but it takes a bit more effort.
Take more effort.
Might not.
And then whenever you have a 12k there, I can just retire it.
Yeah, it's like this thing topped like almost the entire last section of the year. Basically, like every tournament in the last section of the year was basically Grade 4. Like you can see basically at least 2 Grade 4 in every bracket on like Japanese meta.
Even junior session. Everyone is playing Grade 4.
Everyone just put Grade 4.
Such a non-fun kid, yo. Try hard.
Try hard kid.
Such a try hard kid.
Awesome.
Daddy, can I spend $200 to get like EB09 so I can smash other kid? Make them salty and cry and go home.
No friends.
See, the new no friend god.
Vanguard, what a friendship breaking game.
Friendship breaking game.
Make all these cards are all friend breaking.
All friend breaking, yo.
Yeah, but basically after set like EVO9, we basically reached December and we're at set 14. And set 14 was basically they brought unlockers into the game, and it was like, oh, so this is basically the most direct method to counter Link Joker.
Well, but didn't do what they expect to do, I guess.
One of the things was the only really viable unlocker, right, was basically Azo.
Yeah.
And Azo itself, the deck itself was really vanilla.
No, because at the end, in manga you don't want to play too much anti. You don't want to build up an anti deck because as a player, right? If I know I'm gonna get anti, but if I know like a lot of players have ability to anti Link Joker, I might as well just play that at the top tier. Right.
Well, one of the biggest things was just like it was such like a solution in a way, because like it was just like you salty about Link Joker.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, play GP, and you have to actually go back to Azo as well.
Well, you do get a lot of other cards that you can unlock, but then none of them is really helpful. It's too anti matchup. So the only not anti matchup is already like on GP only.
Yeah, I mean. Also, one of the things about like Azo, right? It's just so it kind of had one of those looping cost thing.
Yeah. Where
you can kind of do this a lot of times, and actually, if does the deck soul charge? I guess they did put some gimmick into soul charge, but it's kind of hard to do. But the point is, it's one of those looping damage thing, so you can actually unlock enough times in the game to actually just kill Link Joker, and it is very anti Link Joker.
Just only Link Joker.
Only anti Link Joker. Because the thing is, if you fight any other client, right?
You don't.
It's just
you lose all the mechanic of the deck.
It's just very beat stick.
You don't sack. You can't sack because you give up the ability to sack, and you have to open 2 cards, which means the open cost for you is 3 cards.
Yeah.
So
just think about it this way.
Yeah,
basically, if you play against any other client, right, it just basically became a counter blast like 1. So blast 1.
Yeah, so blast 1 to gain a critical and 10k to your Vanguard, which means nothing.
Which means
nothing.
You know, that really just equivalent to half the cast.
And also, one of the main problems that you're facing is they actually require you to have 5 Liberator.
It's not Liberator. It's anything. Because Azo is its own thing.
You need to have 5 GP to share the power to your main Vanguard to make it gain power, right? So when you're facing Eradicator, you pretty much always don't have a 5 units.
Well, not really, but the whole
point
is you're losing hand.
You're losing hands fast.
That way.
which make it not funny because it's not fair. You're just not gaining enough, and it's really anti.
Like it's just an anti deck.
Yeah, it's really anti.
Yeah. This set actually brought quite a lot of things. One of the things they brought Gas Senef.
Yeah, Senef.
I really like
think that's good.
It was a good way to actually think about counter methods to fight Link Joker.
Yeah.
Because it had the gimmick was basically we put one unit back in the deck and we shit one and we give it power, right? So basically that's like your third attack if you have one unit
and it's only one cost.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing you cost.
Yeah, and this was actually I had a big argument with someone like on YouTube once. Of course it's internet argument, so I didn't actually I tried not to put too much like argument into it. But the thing was, I basically said that Gangster Senef, right, basically solved the inconsistency part of GP. Like if you manage to crap out a trigger at some point, right? Gangster Senef actually solves so much things. Like it just helped you instantly solve this problem. And also to mention, like even if you shit out another trigger, right, it gains 10,000 like additional 10k power. It can attack stuff. It's a free attack.
Wow. Oh, the utility is really good because no matter what deck you're facing, right, you're able to shit one unit, go back to the deck, and shit other unit out. It's always good.
Yeah, and the thing is that you can recycle it too. Like if it becomes a trigger, right, just next turn use it again. Like put that back in the deck and stuff something out. Like I don't see how that is inconsistency.
And you know, not that hard. Sometimes you shit out something like a Vivian, which you become a 19k Vivian, get a okay ratio to hit. If you hit, you actually get to sack out one more unit, or you sack out like a Dendrin. You get a Soul Blast one to draw one. It's really solid and fair.
Yeah, and it's really costless in that sense.
Yeah, it's really costless because the whole deck you use, you pretty much able to do quite a lot of time.
Yeah, and like I mean. One of the things is like if you're really afraid of like not being able to hit something when you come out because they get a trigger, right?
Yeah.
You can just hit without boosting it on the first hit attack, right? And then go back to the Vanguard and then put that back and shit something out and then boost it. Yeah. And I'll guarantee you that will hit something. Of course, like what else came out? And they brought the
Tony Saga.
Yeah, let's go back to Genesis. So they brought Minerva, the restanding Vanguard. It's one of the best restanding Vanguard in the game because the cost is basically the same. It has one of the lowest costs and one of the best restanding conditions ever.
And you gain 5k, which is it's fair.
Like first of all, unlike Descendant, you can stand anytime.
Yeah, you stand anytime. That's
you
really
hit,
good.
You stand. If you don't hit, you stand.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's really good, and it's a one cost ditch 3 cards, right?
Yeah, one card ditch card 3 soul.
Yeah, that's basically the standard condition for all restanding Vanguards in a way. Oh crap! I just remember we didn't talk about Tetra Drive.
Tetra Drive. Fuck Tetra Drive.
Yeah, you know what? Screw Tetra Drive.
That thing is too. What can I say? It's really low.
Okay, we'll just briefly summarize. It brought 4th attack back to Aqua Force.
No, it actually pretty. What can I say? It's
playable.
It's playable. But you know, the major reason you're facing Eradicator, which you don't have enough unit to play out. In the second matchup, you're gonna see is Link Joker, and when Link Joker lock you, you want to make a 4 attack. You actually have to pull up a God combo.
The thing is with Aqua Force is that if you get locked or you get retired, right, you need a really specific setup to actually get 4th attack again.
Yeah, they help you they give you one of that card. The Pacific Grade 1 after the battle that you
they try to make it easy for you, but it's still pretty hard.
No, because you only get that one Grade 1 card for copy, which you're facing like Eradicator and Link Joker. It's like, oh, you have one of those.
Lost just keep killing it.
Just keep killing it, and you know, it's really stupid. Because even after all, you standing is not hitting that much. Because you don't gain that much. The only thing like you have to copy the anime. You have to break ride. You have to break ride.
Yeah.
And then in the first fight, I thought that for the new first Vanguard you can drew twice, but then I found out that the drew one actual drew one is whenever you hit the 4 attack, you get to draw one more, which they're forcing you to do it on the second turn, so you don't even get it.
Yeah, but it's basically a really hard condition, and honestly, I don't think it improved Aquaforce like standing by too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's really it. Let's just summarize it like that. Going back to Minerva, so basically the best freestanding Vanguard gains power, which is quite nice, because not all standing Vanguard gain power, and the ones that do gain power actually have harder conditions, or like that you pay more costs to do it.
Mainly you don't gain power.
Yeah. But of course, one of the biggest thing is it's the best freestanding Vanguard, but in the worst clan.
The deck only withstanding, nothing else.
So the clan basically can't do too much. Like, of course, you can actually make some nice variation with Genesis. Like, we kind of built a nice variation lately.
Still, but the deck, the requirement is really high.
Yeah, it's
you have to grade 2. You have to join to the one that you hit. You kind of just want Soul Charge 3, or you have to break right, or you don't have enough sort of fight to the end.
Yeah, like I have to say that. Genesis is like after revamping the clan, right? It's still very late game focused. And it just just like Fang here said, it just really just become a restanding focused thing. And you have to break right to actually to make the most out of it.
Yeah, or you don't even get to maybe not even due to effect.
Like I find soul problem is less of a
really
thing
soul
now,
problem.
but
No, there's you have only 2 choices. You play the Soul Helping card, or you're playing Soul Blast effect card, right? Which mainly you want to play Soul Blast effect card because you have open cards and you want to gain the advantage, or you just too beastic that you. Because when you're restanding, you're actually -1 hand, so it's just constantly minusing. So
if you're constantly minusing, you're actually losing.
So you want to get your sync back, alright? So, and in the deck, that the major plus is soul. So you don't have a feel. So you're trying to soul blast like a bird mage.
Basically the grade 2 and grade 1 birds that
bird
come out
and
for
froggy
free.
and come out for free. But then and when you play a lot of them, then you don't have enough soul chargers. So sometimes you end up don't have enough soul.
Yeah, it's very conflicted. Like, and actually, the deck kind of relies on the grade 0.
That's why you don't like the deck, because if you drew into the other half of the deck that how you the soul blast, like when you soul blast you came out, or when you soul blast you sold 2 more, and then all you sold is the card that helping you soul charge. The deck becomes extremely vanilla.
Yeah, but just something like Genesis up after the upgrade is that just trigger more really.
Yeah, now it's become like
restand trigger more.
Restand trigger more.
But it's Tony Taka, so
Taka
we're playing. Also one of the most expensive grade 3s currently.
Yeah.
just because of Tony Taka.
See, one of the cards that you open it, you get your buck for free.
Yeah. And one of the other big clans that upgraded was Jewel Knights.
Yeah.
Or archetype anyway.
Broken Heart.
Broken Heart. Broken Heart Ashley is a really good card. Actually, in fact, this is actually where I think they started making reverse cards
become Jader now.
More strong, actually. Because one of the things is, because of Link Joker's introduction, right? They actually try to make it so that when you play reverse cards, or at least new ones right now, is that you actually gain enough benefit so that when Chaos Breaker eats up that free card, right? It's still worth doing. Because like something like Pale Moon, right? It's not even worth doing the lock anymore.
Because you
get one card, but you also give them one card.
The only benefit you gain is 5,000.
Yeah. But I mean it's like a 1-for-1 almost. But I mean with something like Ashley Reverse, it almost became like a 1-for-2 kind of thing. So that was pretty nice because you get to retire and you get to get a unit out.
You see, the one thing really good is the thing that you call, they don't restrain it anymore. You can call anything you want, as long as it's a Jewel Knight, which is in the worst situation you can even call it 11k.
Well, yeah, and one of the things about this is in this set they finally made enough Jewel Knights for you to play. Yeah. In fact, one of the grade 2 Jewel Knights is one of the best grade 2s I've ever seen actually. It's like a 11k beat stick, like with almost, it's kind of conditional, no condition, kind of conditional, and then when it hits you can add power to something else. So it's really good. So basically it gave a lot of ability to Jewel Knights. You can retire, you can call units, and you also have some game power kind of stuff, so that's pretty good. What else is major in FOT? Quintlet Shields.
Oh yeah, Quantum Shield.
Yeah. Why do we keep calling Quantum Shields?
No.
Okay,
Quantum's
Quantum's like 4.
Yeah.
Whatever. Quantum sounds cooler, in my opinion, actually. Anyway, Quantum Shields. Well, let's just say that all the way back in set 10, when we thought about all this brokenness, we're like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna release 20k shield?
Yeah.
They actually released.
No, they're releasing 30k shield.
They actually releasing higher value shields.
30k, yo, that's not funny.
Yeah. If you guys don't know about 30k shield, you guys can look that up. It's like the new Liberator thing. It's like a pay 1. It's not a Sentinel, by the way. But it'll add 5,000 additional shield value for every Liberator you have. So in full field, you're basically at 30k shield.
What kind of boss one?
Yeah. Hey, but Quintless Shields.
Yeah.
Quintless Shield is, my first opinion is, I guess that's fair. In fact, it's pretty fair in this format now.
And then they make it non-fair, and then they make it kind of broken because they change a lot of ruling. Because they used to be, it's not as consistency. Because now it used to be you decide what you guard, and then you trigger off the effect. So when you play the Quantum Shield, you have to play the Quantum Shield and decide to not add guard to counter boss 1 trigger effect to see what 5 you get, which make sometimes
so now you have to
YOLO out, right?
But then you have to determine beforehand.
Now you got to like put down the Quantum Shield, use the effect immediately, check 5, and if you fail, you can get it add on. And then after that is not enough. They boost it more. They make a new ruling as whenever you shit out a PG, you got to use the PG effect as well.
Oh yeah, so basically what he just said is that whenever you use a Quintless Shield now, and the cards that you come out, one of the choices is you can add more shield value after, if it's not enough. And the other thing is, if you manage to get a PG in one of your 5 checks, or your 5 mil, you can actually get your card and activate the PG. So basically you just turn your Quintlet into an actual PG now, so instead it's kind of weird, so you can't pay 1 cost to use a PG normally.
Well, just pretty solid card now. It becomes no penalty.
Yeah, and I think it's really fair because, like, I mean, for the higher synergy like decks, right, or clients, they basically don't have cost to use like Quintless Shields, right? And but then for the lower clan, they actually have cost to use Quintless Shields, right? So it's actually quite fair because in a way it's not actually exclusive, but like smaller clients actually make better use of Quintless Shields than like larger clients. And one of the other things is that it's not good enough to the point where you play 4 of them because you actually deck yourself up if you do that.
You could play 4 of them, but you just die, so you can't.
It's still a better idea to play perfect guards versus Quintless Shields, but it's actually a nice sideline because sometimes you really just don't have the card for PG.
That's what happened. That's like what happened in anime. When you only have 1 hand and your opponent hit for 21, your opponent is like, oh, this dude only have 1 hand, so it must be carrying guard, I can win. And then you show him that stupid contest shield, and the counter boss 1 shows the face. It's like, yo, look at what I got. I got like 30k on my column. GG.
That episode was so funny.
Alright.
He got bitched so hard.
It's like, I'm gonna win, yay!
It's like, Nessa, you only have 1 card in your hand, you're gonna die.
And it's like, sorry. I just came back from the Busiro company, I just got a new card, something called Contest Shield.
It's like, what? It's like, why are you playing Nessa while I'm still playing the last set?
Alright, even Aichi stay in the card store waiting for set 14 to arrive. And then it's like, I've opened my new booster box, I'm ready to fight,
ready to show off a
kid.
Set 14, Joe Nice. Azel's GP,
one of the more broken thing, Murakumo.
Oh yeah, they probably Murakumo actually, and it's a reverse card. It's not a reverse crosswise, surprisingly.
Yeah, is it?
And
by what they said, it's a clone.
Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty strong.
No, it's really strong.
Yeah, like it made Murakumo. It definitely made Murakumo come back.
Dude. Whenever you break right, or even you're not even breaking right, you get hit by 31, 21, and 21.
It had a different gimmick than Nubatama.
Yeah.
That was basically it always had that, but the point now it kind of became the new Averils. Except instead of gaining like measly 3k, it gains like 10k for every copy.
Yeah.
So like you're hitting really big
You're
in general with that
You're
deck.
hitting really big for like 3 turns, which is good enough.
Yeah, and one of the nice thing is that after they attack, they actually go back to your hand.
So your opponent can't beat you.
Yeah, so you can do it again next turn and stuff. But it hits really hard. What else came out? Neo Nectars.
Neo Nectar.
It was Neo Nectar was a full disappointment, man.
Shit.
Like
They don't
first,
even have synergy.
Yeah, first of all, it's not Musketeer. I was so sad. I was so sad.
Lucky I
it
sold
wasn't
my deck, I
Musketeer.
guess.
I still have the deck somewhere, but I was totally waiting for it. It came up with like a Musketeer perfect card, but like it didn't give them any new Vanguard or anything. So I was like, what? It's like, man, full of disappointment.
And that card is not even useful.
Yeah, and well, yeah, because it helps the deck a little, but your 10k Vanguard and like this new gen is just.
No, it's just like you +1. Why do I have to use the one that's Saki away?
You need a bit more pluses in that deck to make it more viable in this format.
Yeah, okay, and then the stack itself is shit. Because thing is not like R-type, they don't willing to give you any good effect. So any card that you shit out is shit.
Oh,
it's shit.
The client gimmick was it builds a good feel.
Yeah, but then you don't. Because you don't have any higher attacker, because you're not R-type, you don't even get 12k, you don't even get 10k.
Oh yeah, you do. Yaoga.
No.
Musketeer.
Yeah, but then Musketeer requirement Musketeer Vanguard.
Oh yeah. So they didn't make you a new Vanguard, which is the biggest problem.
They didn't. So if you put a new Nectar, because the old one is 10k base, which is out of the format, you get smashed for playing that card.
Oh yeah, but basically the
new grade 3 is
Neo Nectar is like a maiden, right? Like a maiden and Trawler.
Yeah, maiden and Trawler.
It's like that type of thing. Basically the effect was pretty meh.
You game 1.
Yeah, you game 1.
But then the game 1 is not really game 1, because I think you game 1 for deck, which is not consistency.
The whole thing was just it wasn't really worth. It's not worth mentioning, to be really honest.
Yeah. Such an incomplete.
There was some upgrade on Narukami. In fact, it just brought more grade 3 choices in Narukami. That's really what it is.
The chainsaw dude, so awesome.
Yeah, the chainsaw guy. In fact, the clan actually has even a bit more synergy now. Like I think all your
cards can be
every unit has the ability to retire.
We like to retire now. At least the grade 1, you're still missing some grade 1 to how you retire, but pretty much anything is reliable.
Basically, like when you start or retire, you're doing so many things now.
You either retire or you either gain power for retiring.
And that really kind of concludes set 14. Unless I'm missing anything.
I don't think so.
I think those are the biggest things for set 14.
Let me
Take a quick look.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, those are basically.
Oh right, this thing.
Oh, they made
Donald's DDDD.
They made Donald's reverse.
Donald's reverse. That's one of the broken things as well.
I'll just say with grade 4 in like action, it really didn't get much attention.
Yeah, but then after grade 4, now it's kind of getting banned. This thing coming back and it's gonna show you the real power called you have no grade 1 to attack and you're facing a 13k.
Donald's Stride reverse is basically Goku on steroids.
The really stronger version of Goku.
Oh yeah, because now you can check anything.
Yeah.
Triggers.
The really thing is strong is whenever you have a no back roll and you're facing a 13k, that's such a nightmare there.
Well, even if it's 11k, right?
Yeah,
it's still pretty.
It's still pretty annoying.
Yeah.
But then now it's like nightmare. It's pretty crazy when I put in the deck, because you know when you're playing downlets and then I cost right to this shit and I using the effect, you can automatically put your all grade 1 to the trash. Because either way I trick 4. If I don't even get any trigger, I'm gonna kill you by trigger. If I don't get any trigger, I'm gonna retire all your grade 1 and you're gonna like suffer to die because I'm 13k and you're only having like only front row stand there alone.
Yeah, basically Donald's Stride reverse is in my opinion, it's a really nice synergy deck as well. And also this is although actually this is not when I first got this idea, it was back when Nova Grappler like Extreme Epic Buster came out. I basically thought one of the new gimmicks Bushiroad was trying to introduce into Vanguard was if you're not really a restanding Vanguard or kind of thing, one of the things your deck can do is turn everything into a trigger kind of thing. Like if it's not triggers, all your other things that you check will give you an additional effect.
Oh, but they will attempt,
and that will basically start the late game kind of decks.
But they will attempt to make this kind of effect.
They only made 2 so far.
No, it's too hard to balance.
Yeah.
You see how the thing is, Dawnlit Drive is already kind of overpowered it. And even extreme.
Because you also gain power too, and it actually matters.
Because make people confused. Because sometimes you thought it's enough, but sometimes it's just not enough.
Because if you retire, right? It's actually sometimes make it hard to calculate. Because if you retire, you take power.
If you only retire 1, you only gain 3k, which doesn't really matter.
Yeah, think about
but
it.
If you retire twice, you get 6,000.
It's like you got a trigger.
Yeah, you gotta get 6,000, and then you stand yourself. Because you're pretty much playing with Dawnless Drive anyway.
Yeah, it basically means that Dawnless Drive reverse, right? In the worst situation possible, you're still getting 1 trigger at least. As long as they have a field where you retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that can be kind of tricky on your opponents. Of course, like, that's basically set 14 in general. Like, I think in the future we might actually see more clients that can do this kind of stuff. Like they turn everything into trigger.
It really hard to balance.
Yeah, but it might try to become more rare, or it might be one of those Bushiroad testing stages and they just give up.
It really can't balance up. Like what if you be empowerment, so whenever you it's non-triggered, you shoot something out, that would be too good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you playing like an eradicator, whenever you trigger something, you shoot something, you kill something, then it's still too good because you trigger too much effect.
But basically the point on thoughts is we're going back to basically because it's at the end of the year of 2013 now, right? So basically that's when WGP happens, and what just really happened since BT14 effect on the meta is that
actually Great Force smashed it.
Great Force smashed it. But one of the other things was all Link Joker players basically went back to eradicators because of unlockers. Because to be really honest, like you never really like Fang said earlier, you don't want to run into a game where the purpose of your opponent's deck is the anti-meta you.
And then when you go Japan, it's best out of 1, so it's 1 game only, and you can only lose twice, which you really don't want to lose with this YOLO anti-matchup.
Yeah, like I mean, Azel by YOLO chances, right, or just by sacking can actually make it up because it's kind of vanilla beat stick, right? But like I mean, if you think about it this way, if majority of players are playing Link Joker because of like meta things, right, and other half of the players are playing Azel, then they have actually a good chance. And of course, you actually don't want to run into your anti-meta because that just ruined the entire purpose. I don't want to get them in the morning, like take my train all the way to here, play this 1 game, get anti. It's like I'm not even great stuff over here. Why am I getting punished so hard? So basically, what topped that WGP was basically Grade 4, and
just Grade 4, I think.
No, Eradicators did top. We did see Eradicators. I saw Eradicators play a number of times, but there was more Grade 4 than Eradicators. That's for sure.
For sure, Grade 4 is just so consistency.
Yeah. I do see some diversity though. Like here and there, you actually see one. Like sometimes you see like Great Nature at the top. You say Pale Moon.
Yeah.
Shadow Paladin. Shadow Paladin is definitely one of the top as well, but it's just against G4 and Eradicators.
You don't. No, even you stand, you still hit for target point.
The thing is, it's Shadow Paladin is kind of on the same tier as Eradicators.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. But I mean, you do see some random clients sometimes, and that's actually a good indication of how the game actually getting a bit more diversity. Because like in the past, like I mean, going back to 2012, right? WGP was all the same thing. 36 players. Oh, only 3 clients. Only 3 different clients. Was it?
Yes. Not any other clan even make the top.
Yeah, but the fact that in like 2013, right, we're actually seeing some changes now. We're actually seeing some diversity.
I think the top 4 matchup is 3 Kagero and 1 Royal, and then the Royal get knocked off. That's why they kind of piss off.
Yeah.
I think it's only like
I think in the end it became almost all over.
No, it's like 6 or 7 of OTT, and then like 11 or 12 of them is Royal, and the one of the Tsukiyumi make top A, which is the only one that put like 4 Tsukiyumi only for grade 3, and then like 2 or 3 of the royal paladin make to top A, and then the rest of them is Kagero, and they all knock pretty much any other clan out, become like top 4, only 3 Kagero and 1 royal, and then the royal get knocked off, become like Kagero this Kagero.
Yeah. But I mean, in 2013, I'm pretty satisfied just looking at the like tournament listing in general throughout the year, because I actually get to in the first part of the year there wasn't that much diversity. In fact, as diverse as it gets, it's just we see a lot of really random builds where people try to mix a mesh of like ride breaks and different stuff. But as the year passes along, I actually managed to see quite a number of different like clans getting it to the top as well, unlike before. And this is kind of a good sign in Vanguard. Like, I think at the time of set 14, I think the game is like really balanced.
Yeah.
Like, your choice of picking what you want to play in general doesn't affect the game too, like how you play the game that much. Like, of course, the Eradicators and Link Joker and Grade 4 and stuff like are top tier, right? But like the fact that other clans have a pretty fair chance at this is I think is a
Yeah.
Bushiro actually did it pretty well.
They actually when the combo go off, all other clan is as strong as the top tier, but then you're just not as consistency as the top tier.
Yeah, like it's hard to pull off your combo sometimes, but like when you pull it, it's sometimes even stronger than your Eradicator synergy and whatnot.
See, if you double stand when you're using Great Nature, your opponent just kill it.
Yeah.
Like you stand, you not only gain 5,000, you also gain
Plus
4,000. No, you actually gain 4,000 or 8,000 extra, and you drew a card.
Yeah. You draw additional cards for every stand when you break rides. This is so good.
It's like the only thing I don't gain is the critical. That's all.
And I mean, here's just another thing to add. I mean, they actually started adding like stand triggers useful to some clans now. I think that's a big change in development of this game, because stand used to be so it was just so useless.
Pointless.
It was one of those like dream gimmicks. Yes, I don't know. People argue some of that stands are good or whatnot, but like in general, just crit is so dominating, right? So like the fact that actually quite a few clans are making use of stand now is pretty amazing.
Well, easy effect.
Yeah, but like set 14, I gotta be like admit it. Like I like Vanguard quite a bit right now because everything's so balanced and everything. Like that's definitely a big change in mind, right? From like January, where I thought the game was disappointing. Like, even actually, I didn't feel as mad even afterwards, because they all started solving the fact that you're bringing some of your old cards back into use, so people don't have to spend much money and get like really pissed off.
Now, if you're being cheap, you can just keep the PG.
Yeah, like actually, constructing a Vanguard deck now can be quite cheap. Like it might not be as cheap because we're living across the continent and whatnot, right? But like I mean, for people in Asia, it's actually so affordable to build a deck. It's just actually worth your time playing or buying a new deck and whatnot, right? And I think one of the things Bushiro trying to maybe aim at, instead of like making you replace your deck, is just trying to buy more clans. And you can tell actually the thing is they kind of stopped making new clans as well, because they really slowed down on that.
They should.
Yeah.
So well, it's kind of one out of idea. That's why.
Yeah.
I think in one. Well, they add the one pretty much once on the the first season don't count. They add like one clan in the third season and the fourth season. So Upper Force and Link Joker.
They're basically adding a lot less clans now.
Yeah.
But if you think about archetypes, right? Archetypes are like clans anyway. So like every new archetype that comes out, it's like an additional clan. And basically, I'm excited if you're to be honest to just see more archetypings, because they probably don't want to release as much clans. So really to wrap up in 2013 is at the end we introduced.
Why time jumped it?
I went to the future.
So how does the next format go? How was the next 19 tile?
Yo, predicting. Telling you guys what to buy now.
So the final release Alpha Lake.
Alfred Lake. What, Alfred the End?
Alfred Lane.
So to wrap up 213, what happened at the end of 213 was they introduced another ban list. Basically after WGP, they usually do this anyway. So it's one of those ban list times. So what happened through the ban list is, so if we didn't really mention it, Descending got brought down to 2. But I'm guessing most of you guys knew that, and it's basically staying at 2. Lin Chu is not getting banned yet.
Just ban it, please. That's what I gotta say.
Our Kami people, your hackers can still use Lin Chu. So what was the big change? So first of all, they unbanned everything in 2012, basically. So OTG, Tsukiyomi's back because MLB is back. Basically, you can put 4 of each.
They pretty much do it on the set 11 already, I think.
Yeah. So basically, well, because you can still only put 2 MLB and
yeah, it's only MLB that's still getting locked.
And like 1 Tsukiyomi.
Tsukiyomi's getting released on the day of the end already.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I didn't remember that.
And then pretty much they only added the combo into the ban list. That's what happened.
Yeah. So one of the things is they basically put Conroe back into the ban list. He's not exactly.
No, now it's totally banned. You can't even use it at all.
What?
Yeah, you can't use it at all.
Totally banned?
Yeah, totally banned.
I thought it was not. You can't use it as starter.
Well, that thing is dead already.
That's close to total ban.
That's anyway. totally banned. Dude, like the doggy on set 1. You can't use that as starter. That thing is dead.
Yeah, I thought you actually saying it's like completely gone. I was like, what?
Well, I don't know. I didn't make sure, but then No,
I know for sure.
If you can't use it as starter, that means it's dead.
It's pretty much dead. Yeah, but as we said, like back a few 30 minutes or I don't know how long it's going. But basically because of grade 4 consistency with Conroe and everything, they just basically make it so you can't play Conroe as a starter anymore. Basically, Conroe is once again dead. Yay! And basically, basically in 1 year.
No, the only one foil starter that you can have is gone.
Yeah. No, I just like how in the end, right? How it's like throughout 1 entire year, right? You just go like, we try to make Conroe usable again. Just no. Just we can't do it.
It's like Vanguard should not be consistency at all.
Just
any consistency should be killed.
Just you guys can't have this, so we're taking it back. Yeah, Tsukiyomi got unbanned. I said that already, and MLB's back, but those decks are pretty
shit.
Yeah, they're not
alpha man.
They're definitely not competitive anymore, and it's just there now. So people can have fun with it again.
You can still YOLO it, but I don't think losing is fun.
Well, you can be like that last tournament where it was like WGP 2012 every game.
Oh, but the guy stacked so hard.
You guys know, like last time we went to a team tournament, we had a teammate basically playing a Tsukiyomi deck, and then like basically every opponent he played in like every round was using like something from the WGP 2012 edition, and we're like, what is this like last? What are these like time travelers?
And then the guy is so OP. He played like 6 game or 7 game, only grade stuck once, and then all the other days he go up the right chain successfully. Probably only missed, even he missed the right chain, he have it in your hand.
Oh, it's a girl, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Look like a male. Okay?
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to correct you because I felt like it was rude.
Oh.
But it was a girl.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, the whole point is every round she played was basically MLB, it was Overlord DN or MLB, and we're like, what? 2012.
welcome to the 2012.
I
was like, if this guy played the game earlier and he's go to WGP, he pretty much smashed everyone there.
Should have been a champion.
What is the guy to do is right chain, pull out the field, double the AK booster, double tongue, smash on your face, and just get a critical.
So good.
Yeah, sure, it's too good.
Yeah, but basically that kind of puts 2013 in perspective, and I gotta say it's a pretty satisfying year. It started off like kind of not too shabby, I guess. I still played the game, but definitely not in like the highest mood. And basically we're all the way at the end. I'm pretty happy with the game, spending money in the game.
And then welcome to 2014. They're gonna push the stupid reset button again.
Oh my god, I'm so scared. Actually, like, if you guys haven't seen it, they basically released a TD 15 and 16, and it's like Narukami and Roll Paladin again.
Yeah.
I'm so scared that it's a reset button.
It's a oh no, it's a new art type. That is that a new like reset button, and then they're gonna make some OP effect that nothing can reach at all.
Hope not. That would be pretty. I think that would piss everyone off so bad. It's like, why are you guys doing it again when the game was actually just perfectly fine now?
I even like for the later set, all they need to do is just like boost up the set,
Yeah, I know,
and release content shield.
They can just slowly add on to it now,
Yeah.
and then I don't know. Do they just want to give it all up again?
Well, more or less, you can like at least make five more boxes, more or less.
Yeah. Well, as far as 214 go, one of the things I just hope to see is well, new premieres coming out. Hype as fuck, of course.
What the new way to scam money,
Yeah,
and
new
this
way to
guy
scam
going to getting scammed.
I know, right?
It's like cool. Now they changed the ratio. One box have 3 type or triple R, and you only get 1 triple R in 1 boxes. And this set, you get a twins, you get a black one, or you get a white one.
No, I
so
love how
it's
they
6
just made.
difference.
I love how they just made one card split into 2.
Yeah, and there's like 6 different triple R.
Yeah. Yeah, but as far as 2 hour 14, like, just to wrap it short, because I'm pretty sure there's a long video, and for those of you who actually made it all the way here, I guess congrats, and
Hope you
yeah.
can double credit.
But honestly, I guess you guys can watch this. I hope people just watch it in part, because I think this video, I think this podcast is something I wanted to do for quite a while. But like, to wrap up to really just put some perspective in 214 is that I just hope that the effect of 214, set 15 and not set 15, TD 15, 16, and set 15 onwards, the effect is just gonna be something like when set 6 came out, when the set 5 format was still alive. So basically just adding towards the current format.
Nonetheless, like, it's like we run out of idea. Just hope you guys can run up some new idea that's not like stupid as fuck.
Yeah. Well, the whole point is, what we don't want to see is we run out of ideas, so we're just gonna press the reset buttons. Do you guys run out of money? Like, come on, man. Yeah, but basically this is the first podcast for DifferenceInSkill, and of course I know it's a very long video, but I don't expect people to sit in one sitting and basically listen to this entire thing. And one of the funny things is I was supposed to do this with Chan, but like,
Can't just keep on live.
I wouldn't say give on life, but he's just so lazy and everything. Honestly, I don't even know what Chan does sometime now, but like, it's kind of hard to reach him. But
Poor Pain can't come out, I think.
you know, he hates Kanko. I know
What the
that.
fuck?
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. I think he's playing RuneScape. What? Yeah, I know, right? What? No, but anyway, thanks for like listening to all this, and I hope I can do more future podcasts. And of course, like, I mean, I did this with a Chan, but it's Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year, and you know, because it's Chinese New Year, I have the free time to actually sit down and do some videos. So, anyway, that pretty much wraps it up, and I'll be back, and hopefully soon, and not like too forever.